Mr. Ron Calhoun.
You just want to stay away from that now.
Dr. Mike Clark.
Yeah, because if you hit that again, we're off the air.
I got you.
Mr.
So I gotta go air all the way
Davis.
from you.
Mr. Jerry Dilley. Mr. Ray Downs. Mr. Ron Finley.
Make sure everybody's on air. We should be on. Everybody on air?
Gadbury.
Phil, are you hot?
On air?
Mr.
They just said to ask.
Braun. Mr. Gary Head.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chuck Holliday.
Before everything starts, I think Bob would say that you hit
Mr.
okay.
John
Okay.
Moore.
Don't do it till we start. No.
Right. And then they'll
Mr.
set.
Mickey Hurley.
So that'll be their time code mark. So it'll be.
Mr. Gordon Jarman.
They're recording everything now, but they don't know when the
Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Ginger Lyle.
Understood.
Mr. Fred Lucas.
Thank you.
I did.
Hey.
Mr. Mus Miyake. Mr. Jay Miller. Mr. Burrow Miller. Mr. Vern Olson. Mr. Jim Phillips. Mr. Tom Phillips.
Pass the word 5A is not on.
Mr. Roy Pittman.
5A is not
5A.
on.
5A needs to go on air.
Mr.
Oh, he said no.
5A.
You just went on the air about 30 seconds ago.
Okay.
Mr. Tony Russo.
Thank you, Phil.
Mr. Lamont Simons.
Oh, must be getting phone calls at
Mr. Rick Wallace.
Bob's watching the stream there.
Oh, I
Mr. Wayne
see.
Van
Checking on.
Werner.
I got you.
Devin, you're up.
Mr. Dick
Yep.
Weisbrot.
Yes, sir. He's
Our Man of the Year honor, Mr. Casey McAllister.
I just consider who it is.
And ladies and gentlemen, our inductees for the 2012 year. They will receive their awards on April 7th at the Hall of Fame banquet. Welcome, please, Mr. Gary Bowden.
5A is not on.
It's on. It says it's streaming.
Did you log into the right one? If you took somebody else's number, you have a green check on top.
Davis.
Are you on the air?
Mr. John Zerba. And our Man of the Year, Mr. Joe McFarland. Ladies and gentlemen, again, a nice round of applause for your Oregon Wrestling Hall of Fame member.
It's the correct show number.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started. Wrestlers, you're excused from the floor. Take your seats.
Now I think he's
Hall
on.
of Fame members, we have a place for you to sit. Officials, you can start
Okay,
your procedures.
As soon as you see everybody working out, get started.
And step girls, again.
Work in, report.
I'll turn this a little bit for you without wrecking it.
I think I can see past Gary pretty well.
Okay, well, that's cool. Just I have no.
One from David Douglas, doing all the legwork. A group from Centennial, doing a great job with the girls. And then several ladies, over 75 of them taking place in March, helping us run this tournament. We are very thankful for all of their
Zeros on the scoreboard, not blank.
As you look at the layout of the board,
To
ladies and
start.
gentlemen, map number 1 will be down on the south end. That's the end with the American flag.
And then bring them
So I gotta hide
2,
it.
3, 4, 5.
This
With the map
Oh, I
number
see.
5 on the
Then I need to go
north
up
end.
to bring this
The
up over
6
here.
end will be
Now,
on
if you were to
your
hit that
left.
now, that comes out.
2A1
Okay, I won't do it.
Then you undo that.
And then I can bring up my next one
And
and
then
then
you
bring it
hit
over.
3A
Thank you.
on
I'll get it, yeah.
3,
It's kind
4A
of troublesome
on
system.
map
It is.
2,
It is a little bit.
and the
And you know what we're gonna
5A
do?
on map 1.
Okay, I'm just saying I'm used to a switcher where I can
Just
just
a
tell
few
it.
minutes,
This is sort of like
ladies and
Parks
gentlemen, we'll
Score
get
by
it started.
Gecko.
Okay, okay.
All right. Are we about ready here?
I think so.
In that case,
I think so. It's a little weird, Phil. No.
Cable crews, we need you to take your place, please. Cable crews, please take your place.
Well, at least there's one good thing is if I do screw up on the score, I can always fix it.
yeah.
You know. Now, are you gonna keep tally on your own, or what do you got here? Sorry.
I keep my own score sheet for individual match on this one.
Okay.
And then this is trying to keep a running total of the team scores.
Oh.
So that you know if somebody passes somebody for a trophy spot,
Oh, sure, sure.
championship.
Okay. And some more stuff that you can put on here to your might be running for dead space.
Hopefully. Well, he said that we don't have to fill in between. We can go ahead and just say you're watching OSAA TV, and then we can just leave it off until a minute or so before the next match.
Yeah, and it sounds like I'm running at least one commercial in between, so. Rivet. I'm spending my Saturday night here. I don't know. That's right. I didn't have a hot date lined up anyway. Haven't had any of those in a while. You think? Man, I tried. Just dating at my age sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our procedures tonight, we will wrestle 106. We will wrestle 114.
I've tried a couple
Then,
lately.
after the 120-pound matches, we will award 106, and then every match after that, we'll make an award.
Forget it. So yeah, I tried. I'm glad my daughter starts lacrosse here pretty soon. I'll start spending time with her and get my mind on something else. My daughter's a sophomore in high school, and that's it. That's all I got. And she lives with her mom in Salem, so it's good kid. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But they're still part of the life. Yeah, mine hasn't even gone to college yet. I'm still... that one's still being discussed. And she's going to get a scholarship on that. And she's got good grades.
My daughter's on the move, right? I don't know where she is.
Awesome. I don't either. I don't know where mine does.
He won't be.
Right to the workforce.
Name tags for the wrestlers will be on the score stand that's on the floor. That little apparatus there we call the Lazy Duncan, designed by Mr. DeLance Duncan of David Douglas High School, a long-time wrestling coach in the state of Oregon. He designed that, and we appreciate all those efforts.
Oh, sorry.
There are two clocks on the floor.
Championships.
They are
Oh, it is?
in conjunction with each other and
So I got to take
readable
this out
from
and
both
fix
sides
it.
of the mat.
Okay, so... just a minute. Yeah, just a minute.
And ladies, let's bring out the 106-pounders.
Come
On
on.
mat number one,
Well, it looks like I'm not going to have it again.
Nick Dallas versus J.P. Ayers of Mountain View. On mat two, Tyler Scott of Henley versus Caleb Weinbarger of Masama. On mat three,
Order up.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. This is the final round of the OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires Class 3A Wrestling Championships. I am Kip Carlson, along with engineer Devin Fadenrett and cameraman Gary Beck, and welcome to coverage of the Class 3A Championship match. Looking at our team race for the championship this year, it will be a new champion in the Class 3A ranks. The Burns Highlanders' 10-year run of state titles will come to an end. We do, however, have some suspense remaining in that championship race. After the third and fourth place matches this afternoon, Nissa, the surprising leader, over Willamina. Willamina favored entering the competition this weekend. Nissa enters tonight's finals with a total of 167 points. Willamina in second place with 157 points. Each of those teams, Nissa and Willamina, with 4 wrestlers in championship matches. Willamina will be posting a number for Nissa to beat in essence, as Willamina has its finalists at 106, 113, 120, and 132 pounds, and then Nissa with its finalists at 132, 152, 170, and 195 pounds. So Nissa and Willamina going head-to-head in one final. That at 132 pounds, that will be the last championship final of the evening for Willamina. And then Nissa will have 3 more beyond that. So Willamina, in those first 4 matches, trying to nudge ahead of Nissa in the team race. And then Nissa will have its chance to see if it can take over and surpass Willamina for the title. Now ready for our first championship match of the evening, 106 pounds. It will be top-seeded Hans Rockwell of Riverside against second-seeded Cody Brown of Willamina. Rockwell with the green anklet in the blue singlet. Brown in the black singlet with the red anklet. Brown moves in a hurry. Rockwell now scores the takedown, and Rockwell leads 2-0. Brown up and out for the escape and narrows the gap to 2-1. Wrestlers circling on the far side of the mat. 1:17 to go and counting here in round 1. Rockwell defeating Tyler Flint of Vail in the semifinals. Brown, a victor over Eric Miller of Illinois Valley in the semifinals, as they tie up to the right side of the mat. Rockwell leading at 2-1, under 1 minute to go now in the first round of this 106-pound championship match. Wrestlers separate as we cross the 40-second mark. Rockwell again, the number 1 seed. Brown, the number 2 seed. That matches their state rankings in the final ranking of the season by the Oregon Wrestling Forum. Shot by Brown, countered by Rockwell. Now Rockwell on top and scores the takedown to go in front 4-1. Brown back to his feet and now knocked back down. Score remains 4-1. Rockwell in front with 7, 6, 5 seconds to go. Brown trying to get out and cannot do so as period number 1 comes to an end. 4-1. Rockwell the leader. Option goes to Brown, and he selects the down position to begin round 2. So Brown selecting down, trailing this one 4-1. A couple of takedowns for Rockwell in the first period, and Brown with 1 escape. Second round and now underway. Willamina looking for some points here to make up that 10-point gap as they trails Nissa. Brown to his feet. And now a stoppage. Looks like we have some blood time. Get to know our contestants a little bit better. As Cody Brown from Willamina, only a sophomore, coached by Araya Fosana, Barry Wilson, and Roy Carpenter, son of Amy Brown and Adam Greenlaw. Among his wrestling accomplishments, a couple of district high school titles, along with a third-place finish in the state last year. One of his top thrills, winning district as a team 2 years in a row, and having good times with his teammates. Rockwell from Riverside, only a freshman, coached by Dave Boer, Richard Rockwell, Jackie Scott, son of Richard and Natasha Rockwell, a district champ, a middle school state placer, and a middle school All-American. And now score the reversal for Brown as he pulls within 4-3. And now a 2-point reversal Green gives him a 2-point reversal Rockwell, gives him a 6-3 lead. And again, a stoppage of action. Again, reviewing the team standings, Nissa, our leader, going into the championship round with 167 points. Willamina with 157 points. A quick review of how the team scoring works here in the championship round. A victory in the match worth 4 points for your team. Should you win by major decision, that adds 1 more point. A win by technical fall gains you an extra 1.5 over that 4 points. And a win by fall earns you 2 bonus points. So the most that a wrestler can earn in the championship round, 6 points for a victory by fall. Ready to go once again. Rockwell leading Brown 6-3. Brown to his feet looking for the escape. Can't quite free himself up. Now turns into Rockwell. Rockwell, however, maintains control as the wrestlers out of bounds on the far side with, as you see on the clock there in the background, 1 minute, 15 seconds to go here in round 2. And now it's Rockwell with some blood time. Rockwell from Riverside, Brown from Willamina. Back to center, Rockwell in the position of advantage. Brown to his feet, can't quite get free. Rockwell knocks him back down. Rockwell leading this one 6-3 as we approach the 1 minute mark to go here in the second period. Willamina needing the team points, trying to catch Nissa and then post enough of a lead that they can hold off Nissa, who will have 3 wrestlers in finals matches after Willamina has completed its action this evening at 132 pounds. Back to the center, Brown up and scores the escape to get within 6-4. Now a takedown away from tying it up. A reversal for each wrestler here so far in the second period, and the escape for Brown. 6-4, Brown moves in, trying to complete the takedown, cannot do so. They'll be back in neutral position as they center up with 34 seconds to go here in period number 2. Circling near the center of the mat, shot by Brown, he goes in. Has a hold of the leg, but out of bounds, no control established, and the score remains 6-4 Rockwell. 20 seconds to go now in round 2. Shot by Rockwell, gets in on that right leg of Brown. Brown back to his feet, trying to free up the leg, can't yet do so as they approach the boundary on the far left side of the mat. And out of bounds, no points. Rockwell continues to lead 6-4 with 1 second remaining in the second period. Brown moves in, and that's the end of the second period. Rockwell of Riverside 6, Brown of Willamina 4. Both wrestlers having required some attention to clean up some blood. This time Rockwell. Our officials for the 106-pound match tonight in the 3A ranks, Zahn Russell and Floyd Pay. Doing a good job of keeping order here. As we get ready to start round number 3, it's Rockwell in the down position, leading 6-4. Rockwell the top seed, Brown the number 2 seed. Made their way through the brackets. Brown controlling Rockwell, but Brown trailing by 2 points. He's going to hold him down there, needs to come up with some back points. Trying. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3, and Brown could be about to take the lead here. Working toward the pin, and Rockwell turns back over. 3-point near fall, however, for Brown gives him a 7-6 lead with 1:10 to go. And now Rockwell on top of Brown, score the takedown, and he goes back in front 8-7. And Rockwell earning back points. The count underway, not awarded yet. 3 points coming, though, that will give him an 11-7 lead, and we're under 1 minute to go here in the third period. Working for the pin, but can't quite get Brown turned on his back. Officials check the clock. 35 seconds, 34. Brown trying to roll back onto his belly. Rockwell trying to move him over. Can't quite do so, and now out of bounds, and let's see how they score it with 22 seconds remaining. Back to the center. Still no points awarded. Blood time, and now they award the 3 near fall points for Rockwell. That gives him an 11-7 lead.
We're about ready to go at 113 pounds in the 2A1A final. We get our first over.
Brown, one of those 4 finalists for Willamina, trying to catch up to Nissa and post a lead that Nissa would then have to overcome, as Nissa entering the championship round this evening with a 10-point lead over Willamina, which had been favored to take the team title coming into the weekend. 22 seconds remaining. Brown on the bottom, needing to come up with 4 points to beat Rockwell. Rockwell trying to leave the tournament just as he entered, on top of the field, the number 1 seed. Has a hold of that leg. Not going to let go. And now I believe it's a potentially dangerous hold. 1 point for Brown gets him back within 11-8. As we're down to about 10 seconds to go. Escape for Brown, back within 11-9. A quick takedown here would tie it. 5 seconds to go. Nope, Rockwell has hold of the leg. 1 second, and that's it. So, by a final score of 11-9, our champion at 106 pounds in the 3A ranks for 2012, Hans Rockwell of Riverside, freshman and a state champion. Once again, the final score, 11-9, Hans Rockwell of Riverside over Cody Brown of Willamina. And a reminder that you are watching OSAA TV.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna need to get the names.
On mat number 3, Ben Nordgren of Colton versus Skylar Boyd of Willamina. On mat number 2, Donnie Windland of Escanilla. He'll be in the all-green uniform, and his opponent, Zach Bresser of Henley. And on mat number 1, Thaddeus Nelson of Marshfield.
And welcome back as we get ready to go to our 113-pound championship match. Matching number 4 seed Ben Nordgren of Colton against Skylar Voigt, unseeded from Willamina. Nordgren in the green singlet, Voigt in the black. Willamina now down to 3 chances to try and catch Nissa in the team standings. Voigt looking for a way to turn into Nordgren, score an opening fall here. Interestingly enough, Nordgren seeded 4th but was number 5 in the last state rankings of the season, while Skylar Voigt unseeded entering the tournament but was ranked number 2 in the last set of state rankings. So one the higher seeded wrestler here, the other the higher ranked in the 113-pound final. Nordgren in. Gets a hold of that left leg of Voigt. No score yet. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go and counting here in round 1 at 113 pounds. There again, Nordgren in the green singlet from Colton. Voigt in the black singlet from Willamina. Now Voigt working for the takedown and scores it. So 2 points for Voigt as he takes the 2-0 lead.
To the back here. This will be serious back points. Near-fall situation. It is all but done and a big leverage problem for Rope. Rope trying to fight his way out of it.
In our semifinals earlier today, Nordgren was a 6-5 winner over number 1 seed Adam Gutierrez of Dayton, while Voigt, unseeded, knocked off number 3 seed Devin Freeman of Glide.
Big 6 points for Culver.
Stalemate the call now. They head back to the center circle with 17 seconds remaining. Voigt from Willamina leading Nordgren of Colton 2-0. Again, Nordgren the higher seeded wrestler, Voigt the higher ranked wrestler in the final rankings of the season. Good action, middle of the mat. Colton trying for the reversal. Nothing awarded yet. Still nothing awarded. 3, 2, 1. And we've arrived at the end of the first period with Skylar Voigt of Willamina leading Ben Nordgren of Colton 2-0. Decision goes to Nordgren. He defers. Or excuse me, Voigt defers. Nordgren selects the down position to begin the second period. Trailing 2-0. Voigt knocks him down on the initial surge after the whistle. Nordgren, a senior from Colton, coached by Kerry Bentham and Tyson Reed, son of Bruce and Darlene Nordgren. A 3-time district champion, placed 4th in the state last year, 5th in the state as a sophomore. Was the Special District 1 Wrestler of the Year this year. Voigt continues to control Nordgren, leading at 2-0. 1:12 to go and counting here in round 2. Potentially dangerous hold called. And back to the center circle. Voigt remaining on the top position. Nordgren down low, and a caution issued to Voigt. And now back underway. Voigt having ridden Norgren for the first minute of the second round here. Unable to get him over for some back points, but not giving up that point for an escape either.
106 pounder.
Voigt, just a sophomore out of Willamina. Asana and Norris, his coaches, son of Stacy Rosenberry and Roger Voigt Sr. Went from 4th place at districts a year ago to the district finals this year. Special thanks to all his teammates for their support and coaches Barry and Fasana for being the best coaches. Again, a restart now with 27 seconds to go in the second round. Norgren tries to get up. Voigt knocks him down. Voigt 18 seconds, 17 seconds away from riding Norgren out for the period. Still hanging on to that 2-0 lead here. 8 seconds to go, 7 as they near the edge on the far side of the mat. 3, 2, 1. And that'll do it for round 2. So Voigt rides Norgren for the entire 2 minutes and now has the option, leading 2-0, and he will select the down position to begin period number 3. If Willamina were not to score any bonus points in these first 4 matches where it has a finalist, they would need to win all 3 of the remaining finals matches, starting with this one, to surpass Nissa. And then hope that Nissa was 0 for 3 in its 3 final matches after the 132-pound match. Voigt trying to get up. Wrestlers out of bounds, no control. Or no change of control, pardon me, with 1:39 to go here in round 3. Again, Norgren able to withstand that initial charge of Voigt. But for Norgren, the number 4 seed in the tournament at this weight class, just riding Voigt out will not be enough to get the job done. He's either going to have to come up with some back points or at some juncture here, cut Voigt loose and work for a couple of takedowns. Voigt unseeded, but number 2 in the state rankings. Voigt still leading 2-0, gets to his feet as we go under a minute to go. Norgren trying to work for the back points, but unable to come up with anything thus far. Voigt again to one knee. Norgren knocks him back down. Doesn't look like he's going to have a chance to cut him loose and come up with a couple of takedowns as we're now down to 30 seconds to go. Norgren setting his sights on the back points for the victory, trailing 2-0. Still working, still working. Voigt spreads himself out though, making himself difficult to turn. 8 seconds to go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. So Norgren rides Voigt for the duration of the 3rd period, but that's not enough, as Skylar Voigt of Willamina takes a 2-0 win and the 2012 State 3A Championship at 113 pounds, drawing Willamina within 6 points of Nissa in the team standings. So with the 4 points for that victory, Willamina now with 161 points. Nissa still on top with 167. And Willamina with finalists coming up at 120 and 132 pounds. We move on now to the 120-pound match. It will be unseeded Josh Perry of Willamina against third-seeded Justin Acuff of Sheridan. Again, Perry of Willamina against Acuff of Sheridan here at 120 pounds. As you probably figured out by now, Willamina in the black singlet. Acuff will be in the gold singlet. And we're underway with our 120-pound championship match. Perry, a senior from Willamina, a 3-2 winner in the semifinals over Michael Gentry of Dayton, while Acuff, a freshman from Silverton, knocked off second-seeded Julio Mendez of Nissa in his semifinal match earlier today. Just over 30 seconds gone here in the first period. No score. And out of bounds on the far side of the mat as you see 1 minute 11 seconds to go here in the first period. Perry from Willamina trying to put some tension into this team race. Third finalist of the evening already for the Willamina Bulldogs. And Willamina 1-1 in those matches. Now Acuff in and scores the takedown. So an early 2-0 lead for Justin Acuff of Sheridan. Trying to get the torque and score the back points there. Can't do so. The wrestlers out of bounds on the near side of the mat. And we'll restart with 33 seconds to go here in the first period. Acuff, only a freshman at Sheridan, coached by Andy Jordan, son of Chris Acuff and Don Martin. A district champion this year and a middle school duals All-American. Now Acuff working on the back points and the pin with 16 seconds to go in the first period. Justin Acuff of Sheridan turns himself into a state champion. The fall recorded at 1 minute 44 seconds. And Justin Acuff of Sheridan with the victory, and that just about locks up the team title for Nissa. The only thing that would prevent that at this point would be if at 132 pounds, Willamina were able to come up with a victory and a pin. That would put it into a tie score. And Nissa would have to go 0 for 3 in the 3 matches after that. So again, Justin Acuff of Sheridan, your 2012 State Class 3A champion at 120 pounds. And a reminder, you are watching OSAA TV.
My family and I were enjoying a big vacation in Tahoe. After a great day on the mountain, our car wouldn't start. I got a jump, but it kept dying. Everyone in town said, "Go to Les Schwab." When I pulled up, George delivered. He quickly tested the battery and confirmed it was a goner. While he installed a new one, I finally got my first relaxation of the vacation. It's nice to be treated like a neighbor so far from home. I'm Clay Gilman, and that's my Les Schwab store.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Going into round 3 with just 2 minutes left.
Short answer to that is a bunch of short matches. Body wrestling, pinning his first 2 opponents, James Witt from Newport, Grayson County. Semi-finals this morning. Scored a technical foul over showing teammate Scotty Stockman, and now Presser warned for stalling on the bottom.
Six to 3 score for Presser of Italy. 6 to 3. Presser leads his final position.
Into his first 2 opponents. Levi Graver and Ben. Lala. Both of them were pinning. And won in the semis this morning 6-2 over 3-time state police superintendent of Wood County.
Points on 4. 2 points for Davis and Colton. Excuse me, that's Silva of Pastuca. 2 points for Silva. 4 to 1 lead. And a count. No count.
I was fast typing trying to get the games started. No commercials, nothing. Yeah, well, the blood.
That's Caldwell winning again on mat number 4.
But now I'm ready to go. So,
Again, a tight score down on mat number 5, 7 to 6. 7 to 6 in favor of Walters of Prater. Now 8 to 7 in favor of Sorensen. Presser leads 7 to 3 on mat number 2.
that's what it was.
Prater reverses and near falls. Morgan Walters of Prater. And he gets a fall. Morgan Walters of Prater picks up the fall. 120-pounders in the championship match. Presser still leading 7 to 3.
stand up on their feet there so they got their spelling going against the rest of there's 1 point for Shillingham. Four from 5 seconds to go. It's not going to matter. And that's going to do it. 7-4, the final score.
Is a state champion at 120 pounds.
State championship, and that's number 2 state championship for Ronnie Western for the Henley Hornets. And with that
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to make the awards presentations to the 106-pounders. Starting over on mat number 4.
excellent match, too. Tough.
In 4th place, from Crane, Jake Clark.
Time to make the presentation.
In 3rd place, from Enterprise, Brock Hickman.
2A, 1A.
In 2nd place, from Oak Ridge, Joe Fine. And your 2A and 1A 106-pound champion from Hosanna Christian, Quinton Hook. On mat number 3, the awards at 106 pounds. In 6th place from Riverside, Gilberto Silva. In 5th place from Illinois Valley, Eric Miller. In 4th place from Vail, Tyler Flint. In 3rd place from Jervis, Ivan Gomez. In 2nd place from Willamina, Cody Brown. And your 3A 106-pound champion from Riverside High School, Hans Rockwell. Mat number 2, your 4A placers. In 6th place from Newport, Josh Connor. In 5th place from Sweet Home, Justin Nicholson. 4th place from Ontario, Francisco Barrera. In 3rd place from Crook County, Drayton Leibert. In 2nd place from Mazama, Caleb Weinbarger. And your 4A 106-pound champion from Henley, Tyler Scott. Mat number 1 through 5A place winners. In 6th place from Cleveland, Joe Lewin. 5th place from Hermiston, A.J. Garcia. 4th place from Lebanon, Brian Lacey. 3rd place from Hamilton, Colton Skeen. In 2nd place from Mountain View, J.T. Ayers. And your 5A 106-pound champion from Dallas High School, Matt Offenroller. Your 6A award winners at 96 pounds on mat number 5. In 6th place from West Lynn, Ethan Staley. 5th place from Westview, Joel Timmons. 4th place from Tiger, Ian Rogers. 3rd place from Roseburg, Chad Jones. 2nd place from Oregon City, Devin Poppin. And your 6A 106-pound champion from Grants Pass, Casey Coulter.
Now the 126-pounders are taking their place on the mats.
And welcome back to Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland. Again, Kip Carlson with you, along with engineer Devin Fadenrut and cameraman Gary Beck, as we get ready for the 126-pound championship match between top-seeded Walker Damewood of Glide and second-seeded Micah Cisneros of Dayton. Earlier today, Damewood, the number 1 seed, knocked off Brandon Parker of Illinois Valley with a pin in 1 minute 34 seconds in the semifinals. Cisneros, the number 2 seed from Dayton, also a winner by fall in 5 minutes over Lane Cummings of Vail. Quick takedown. As we get the notebook out. Damewood of Glide with the takedown, leading at 2-0. sorting out the singlet colors quickly. Damewood of Glide on top 2-0. Number 1 seed Damewood against the number 2 seed Cisneros. Used to seeing Glide in that royal blue, and so the purple hue threw me off for a moment. 2-point near fall, and it's 4-0. Damewood, forgive me, was looking down when the 2-point near fall awarded. So 4-0 Damewood on top of Cisneros right now. Damewood coached by Jeff Freeman, Doug Singleton, and Mike Forrester, son of Andy and Renee Damewood. State champion last year and district champion as well. Gives special thanks to his family and wrestling partner Garrett Short. Now more back points for Damewood as he has Cisneros in trouble. At least 3 points pending here. Damewood working for the pin on Cisneros. Cisneros coached by Rob Henry and Brian Wilson, son of Pete and Janae Cisneros, on that Dayton team that won the 2011 Classics tournament. 5th place at state a year ago and a district champion this year. Damewood has him in the cradle, still looking for the pin. Nope, won't get that, but 3 near fall points as we come to the end of the 3rd period. And a 7-0 lead. So 7-0, Damewood of Glide on top. He will have the option and chooses down to begin the 2nd period. Already leading 7-0 over 2nd-seeded Micah Cisneros of Dayton. Wildcats and the Pirates. Damewood spreads out. Tries to sit out. Cisneros won't quite allow that. Damewood leading this one 7-0, just about 30 seconds into the 2nd period. Now Damewood with the quick reversal leads 9-0. A match dominated thus far by Damewood, leading 9-0. Takedown and 2 near falls in the 1st period and a reversal here in the 2nd. Working Cisneros back into the cradle again, and near fall points coming as Damewood exposes those shoulder blades of Cisneros to the mat. At least 3 point near fall pending. Damewood working for the pin. Nope, rolls back over, but the 3-point near fall gives him a 12-0 lead. And if Damewood can find a way to turn Cisneros again here, you're looking at 15-0 potentially, and a technical fall. And Glide, which has pretty well got its hold on 3rd place in this team race, would add to its point total. They're not going to catch Willamina, and unlikely to be caught by Cisneros Dayton team, although Dayton does have a couple of finalists coming up later. This would pretty much lock up that 3rd place finish for Glide. 15 seconds to go now in the 2nd period. Damewood leading this one 12-0. Again, going after Cisneros. No points pending, it does not appear. Haven't seen the count, and that's the end of the 2nd period. Indeed, no additional scoring, and Damewood takes a 12-0 lead into the 3rd period. Cisneros opts for the neutral position to start the 3rd period. Damewood quickly takes him down for a 14-0 lead, and now any near fall points will wrap this one up. 14-0 Damewood with 1:43 to go in the 3rd period. Damewood going after the back points, but Cisneros rolls through that. Builds his base. Damewood trying to chop him down. Cisneros trying to sit out, can't quite pull that off. Damewood continues to control as we approach the 1 minute mark remaining here in the third period. Damewood leading this one 14-0, firmly in control. It would take the reversal and the pin by Cisneros for him to come away with the state title here. Damewood trying to roll him over to the left, can't do so. 40 seconds to go here in the third period. Damewood trying to become a two-time state champion. A titleist a year ago. 27 seconds to go and counting. Damewood up 14-zip, and now is going to go ahead and cut Cisneros loose to make it 14-1 on the escape with 15 seconds to go. Damewood shoots, picks Cisneros up, 10 seconds to go, can't quite knock him down, 7 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's your match. And Walker Damewood of Glide, the 2012 3A champion at 126 pounds by a major decision, a score of 14-1. Arm raised in victory, index fingers thrust in the air. And Walker Damewood, the number 1 seed, takes the state title at 126 pounds. And a reminder that you are watching at OSAA TV.
One Saturday night, someone went through town slashing tires. Sunday morning, one of Andy Spencer's customers at Les Schwab went to Andy's house to see if he could help.
You got it.
Andy got in his truck and drove up and down the streets, helping anyone who needed it. He worked at it pretty hard most of the day.
That's all of them.
Andy didn't tell anybody no. He really went above and beyond his duties as a manager and a neighbor. I'm James Hamilton, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Cash has the upper body. Quintana very good with the lower body. Out from the bottom. Yeah, very quick move.
As soon as this match is over, we will make the presentation for the 113-pound weight class.
Yep, puts him on his back. They roll out. Control, yes.
2 points.
Moves so well, even off his feet. Makes it hard.
Nice sweaty palms. I'm having a tough time typing them, trying to not slide off the keyboard.
It's a little warm in here.
A little bit. I should have known better.
Typing in the score as you go along. Because I occasionally see it on my scoreboard.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it live.
Just wait till the end.
Oh, hey, there was.
Gives me something to talk about.
Yeah.
Sitting there going, geez, I do this once a year and trying to remember what the polls are called.
Yeah, I hear you.
He's got him on his back. Okay. That's a big money to have it. Oh, yeah. You don't want those. Hudson Valley gets a second state title. First
Future MMA stars, though, I guess. I mean, how do you go pro in wrestling now? Some wrestler just died recently.
What do we got over here? 10, 12 seconds.
So, will they face us or will we get butt shots again?
Some wrestlers have superstitions on what they like that. Great job.
That's what she said.
That's another Colbert State Championship.
16. Like some kids, dad's getting annihilated. They're like, show the kid, show the kid. Like, all day. It's like a little bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, draw your attention to the 113-pound place winners.
When we come back, watching 2012.
At mat number 3, for the 3A, in 6th place from Dayton, Adan Gutierrez. In 5th place from Riverside, Elijah Conley. 4th place from Glide, Devin Freeman. 3rd place from Nissa, Omar De La Cerda. 2nd place from Colton, Ben Nordgren. And your 3A 113-pound champion from Willamina, Skylar Voigt. Your 4A place winners on mat number 2 in 6th place. From LeGrand, Seth Davini. In 5th place from LeGrand, Tyler Isaacson. 4th place from Henley, Cody Wright. 3rd place from Yamhill Carlton, Joe Midoff. 2nd place from Estacada, Donnie Winland. And your 4A 113-pound champion from Henley High School, Zach Resser. 5A down on mat number 1 in 6th place from West Albany, Dustin Schneider. 5th place from Lebanon, Charlie Vendetta. 4th place from Eagle Point, Orlando De La Cruz. 3rd place from Dallas, Tyler Renfro. 2nd place from Hermiston, Isaac Aguilar. And your Friday 113-pound champion from Marshfield High School, Thaddeus Nelson. Down on that one, your 6A place winners. In 6th place from Grants Pass, Zachary Nance.
I like to go down and check with the PA guy in the pronunciation.
Fourth place from Rosewood.
I'm the other PA.
Oh,
Is any
I think most of them are
Place
pretty
from
easy.
Sprague.
Yeah.
Caleb
Nonenmacher?
Rayburn.
Yeah. Cisneros.
2nd place from Hillsborough, Dakai Wilbur.
Lisney.
yes.
And your 6A 113-pound champion from Newburgh, Garrett Ryder.
Monzi. Oh, Monzi.
2A 1A place winners. And number 4, 13 pounds in 4th place from Oak Ridge, Tristan Henderson. In 3rd place from Neocani, Matt Clayton. In 2nd place from Crane, Austin Rose. And your 2A 1A 113-pound champion from Culver High School, No Gonzalez.
Osterman or Osterman?
Osterman. And now we'll welcome the 132-pounders heading down
Once again at Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, the OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Championships in the 3A ranks. Kip Carlson with you, along with engineer Devin Fadenrut and cameraman Gary Beck. We move on to the 132-pound championship match, which will have top-seeded Brandon Miller of Willamina against third-seeded Dallin Widmer of Nissa. Nissa leading the team race, as we mentioned, with 167 points. Willamina in its last match of the finals here in second place at 161 pounds. So Miller of Willamina needing a win by pin to pull his team into a tie for the top spot in the team race, at which point Nissa would have 3 more opportunities to go back in front and take the team state championship. Burns' incredibly impressive streak of 10 straight state titles in a row coming to an end this evening, and we're underway as Miller from Willamina in the black singlet, Widmer of Nissa in the blue, and an early takedown by Miller, and he goes in front 2-0. Out of bounds. Started up back in the middle. Miller, a senior at Willamina, coached by Araya Fasana, Barry Wilson, and Ray Carpenter. 5th in state as a freshman, 2nd in state each of the last 2 years. Made the finals this year, and looking for his first state title. Son of Brian Miller and Tricia Tuck. Widmer tries to stand up. Miller knocks him back down. Widmer, a junior for the Nissa Bulldogs, coached by Luke Cleaver, Ted Nicholas, Jeff Beck, and Bobby DeLeon. Widmer again trying to stand up. As out of bounds, no change in position. And Miller continues to lead 2-0 as we're just under 1 minute to go here in the first period. Officials for this match, Danny Anson and Mark Perez, get you caught up on who we had working a couple of our previous matches, and I apologize for not mentioning those earlier. At 126, it was Jeff Corliss and Danny Anson. At 120, Tim Grassam and Jeff Corliss. At 113, it was Floyd Pay and Tim Grassam. Give the officials their due. They put in 15-hour days or so here at the state tournament each year, Friday and Saturday. As Miller trying to spin Widmer onto the back, but Widmer manages to right himself. Score remains 2-0 as we approach 20 seconds to go here in the first period. Miller of Willamina leading this one 2-0. Trying to hang on, now knocks Widmer back down. 13 seconds to go in the period. Trying to roll him over. Widmer manages to avoid the back points as we end the first period, with Miller leading 2-0. Widmer has the option and defers here to start the second period, so Miller will take the down position. Miller, seeded number 1, ranked number 1 in the last state rankings prior to the state tournament. Widmer, seeded 3rd. He had been ranked 3rd in the final rankings. Miller trying to find his way out. Now a chance at a reversal. And scores it. 2 more points for Miller. He leads 4-0 and looking for the pin that would draw Willamina into a tie. Working to put Widmer on his back. This is the only match between Willamina and Nissa, the top 2 teams in the team standings entering the finals. Each team with 4 finalists. This is the last of the finalists for Willamina and the first of the finalists for Nissa. Miller picks up 3 back points to make it 7-0 with the 3-point near fall. But a technical fall even won't do it here for the Willamina Bulldogs. Miller needs to come up with a pin to even up those team standings. Escape by Widmer makes it 7-1. Miller wades in, they tie up, can't quite hook the leg. Now a shot by Widmer. 40 seconds to go here in the second period. Miller of Willamina leading 7-1. Miller winning his semifinal match against freshman Logan Miller from Illinois Valley earlier today, while Widmer beat Brennan Olson of Colton 13-7, 19 seconds, 18 to go and counting here in the second period. As Widmer off the mat and will restart. All Widmer has to do to wrap up a team title for Nissa is stay off his back for the last 2 minutes, 10 seconds or so of this 132-pound championship match. 2 seconds, 1 second, and we have reached the end of the second period. Option will be Widmer's as we go to the third period, and he opts for the down position. A reminder that you can watch the replay of tonight's championships anytime on demand at OSAA.tv. Underway now, third period of the 2012 state championship match at 132 pounds. The OSAA US Bank Les Schwab Tires state championships. Brandon Miller unable to do much with Dallin Widmer of Nissa, trying to work him over to the right, onto the back. Widmer now scores the reversal, and it's 7-3. .110 to go here in the third period. Out of bounds. Miller leading at 7-3. But Miller needs a pin to keep alive any hopes that Willamina, the favored team entering this tournament, would have of actually capturing the state title. Leading at 7-3, but Widmer in control. 52-51 and counting here in the third period. Widmer moves ahead. Now he's working for some back points, but back points alone wouldn't win this match for Widmer. 28 seconds to go. Stall warning issued to Miller. (14-13). Widmer maintaining control. And a stall warning again issued to Miller. Point to Widmer makes it 7-4. And with 1 second to go, we go back to the center of the mat. Miller will win the state title individually, and that will wrap it up for Nissa in the team race in 1 second here. And that's the end of the match. Your state champion at 132 pounds from Willamina, Brandon Miller, a 7-4 decision over Dallin Widmer of Nissa. But Nissa will take the state title as Miller wins by decision. He needed the fall to even up the team race. Reminder that you can order your souvenir DVDs of tonight's championships online anytime at prepfilms.com. Once again, here at the 2012 state championships, you are watching OSAA TV.
We were driving from Portland to California for a bike race when a tire went flat. We limped into Les Schwab, but it was closed for the night. Hoping for some good Les Schwab mojo, we began changing it ourselves. Just then, John appeared and reopened the store. He quickly assessed that all the tires were about to go and got us a new set so we could make the race. Super John deserves a medal for rescuing our road trip. I'm Kim Brown, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
In fourth place from Ontario, Eric Nunez. In third place from Cook County, McKinnon Buckner. In second place from Sweet Home, Colton Schilling. And your 4A 120-pound champion from Henley, Ronnie Presser. On mat number 1, the 5A place winners. In sixth place from Eagle Point, Aaron Lorenz. In fifth place from Dallas, Cody Renfro. In fourth place from Cleveland, JoJo Ball. In third place from Liberty, Gabe Garcia. In second place from Silverton, Isaac Tobin. And your 5A 120-pound champion from Wilson High School, Austin Wallace-Lister. Mat number 5, your 6A place winners. In sixth place from Roseburg, Toby Dill. In fifth place from David Douglas, Jeremiah Baker. In fourth place from Westview, Ernesto Escobar. In third place from Oregon City, Kyle Sether. In second place from Sprague, Joseph Sorensen. And your 6A 120-pound champion from Crater, Morgan Walters. 2A 1A place winners, mat number 4. In fourth place from Ian Carney, Logan Roming. In third place from Hebner, Jared Lemon. Second place from Nestucca, Valerie Silva. And your 2A 1A 120-pound state champion from Culver, Tucker Davis. Your 3A place winners on mat number 3. In sixth place from Burns, Thomas Kane. Fifth place from Illinois Valley, Danny Hill. Fourth place from Davie, Michael Gentry. Third place from Nissa, Julio Mendez. Second place from Willamina, Josh Perry. And your 3A 120-pound state champion from Sheridan, Justin Acom. Moving into the 138-pound weight class. On mat number 5 in the 6A division, Josh.
Once again at Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Kip Carlson with you as we move on to the 138-pound championship match at the 3A level. It'll be number 1 seeded Tanner Canaday of Myrtle Point against second seeded Seth Nonnenmacher of Burns. Burns seeing an incredible streak come to an end tonight. The Highlanders, winners of the last 10 state championships. Some of those at the 3A level after the reclassification back in the mid-2000s, but also wrapping up some state titles at the former 3A level as we went through the reclassifications. It'll be Nonnenmacher in the purple, Canaday in the red. Canaday, looking for his second state title, has also placed third and second, a 4-time district finalist. Coached by Marshall Lewis, Paul Campbell, and Travis Whitlake. He's a senior, son of Jerry and Randy Canaday, and wants to thank his parents, coaches, Travis Whitlake, and anyone who supported me. As Canaday and Nonnenmacher test each other out here early. Now Canaday in and scores the takedown for the initial points of the match, 2-0. Canaday over Nonnenmacher with about a 1:20 to go here in the first round. Out of bounds, no change in control. Canada continues to lead Nonnenmacher 2-0. Nonnenmacher, a sophomore, coached by Dally Swindlehurst, Joey Lucas, Mark Hoffman, and Ray Kate, son of Matt and Katie Nonnenmacher. He's a two-time district champion, placed 5th at state a year ago. And in terms of who he'd like to thank, he says, Dally Swindlehurst for pushing me to my limits and pushing all my buttons. Canada continues to lead. Nonnenmacher trying for the escape at the edge of the mat. Can't quite complete it. We go back to the center. Canada continuing to lead 2-0. Canada in control. The semifinals earlier today. He defeated Brandon England of Willamina. Pinned him in 3 minutes, 52 seconds. Nonnenmacher, the number 2 seed, beat Clay McClure, a freshman from Harrisburg, by a score of 5-2 in the semifinals earlier this afternoon. 20 seconds to go now here in the first period. Canada hanging on to that 2-0 lead on the early takedown. And now the escape for Nonnenmacher to get back within 2-1. 5 seconds to go in the period. Nonnenmacher moves in, but no more scoring in the first period. So a 2-1 lead for Canada over Nonnenmacher as we go to the second period. Nonnenmacher defers his decision. Canada looking over to his coaches. Still hasn't let the official know what his decision is, and now takes the down position to begin the second period. Both wrestlers ranked where they were seated in the final state rankings prior to the state tournament. Canada number 1, Nonnenmacher number 2. And the takedown scored by Canada to go in front 4-1. Great evening of wrestling here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. 5 mats, 5 state championship matches going on simultaneously. All of them live on OSAA TV, and you can watch them on demand anytime live at OSAA TV. Or OSAA.TV, pardon me. Get the address correct. Back to the center. Canada still leading this one 4-1. 1:20 to go in the second period. And again, Canada able to chop down Nonnenmacher. Wrestlers separate briefly, and now the escape awarded to make it 4-2. And Nonnenmacher with the escape. So the scoring thus far, takedown Canada, escape Nonnenmacher in the first period, and then takedown Canada. And now the takedown scored for Canada, and it's 6-2. Working the edge of the mat as we go under 30 seconds to go in the second period. Canada almost rolled onto his back right there. However, regains control. Nonnenmacher tries to sit out. Canada still in charge in terms of having the position of advantage and a 6-2 lead. Now Nonnenmacher not quite able to complete the reversal at the edge of the mat with 1 second to go here in the second period. Canada in the red, white, and blue. Nonnenmacher in the purple and gold.
And we've got some blood time. One second remaining in the second period. 6-2 Canada. Want to know what's going on the other mats? You can just click over to any of the other windows on OSAA.tv. All 5 championship mats are being carried live right now. Sample some of the action from all 5 classifications. Now we're ready to go with the final second of the second period. There it is, and that's the end of the second period. Canada leading Nonnenmacher 6-2. Nonnenmacher selects the down position to begin period number 3. Canada retains control. Nonnenmacher builds his base. Trying to get to his feet, knocked down again by Canada. Moving toward the far edge of the mat. Nonnenmacher able to sit out, but now dragged back forward by Canada. 1:22 to go. And a stall warning issued to Canada. Restart as we go under 1:20 to go in the third period. Now a little more activity by Canada after the stall warning. Escape awarded to Nonnenmacher brings him to within 6-3. Shot by Nonnenmacher. He gets underneath Canada. Canada hops on top, but not before they have gone off the edge of the mat. Center things up with 59 seconds to go in the third period. Nonnenmacher needing to score and score quickly. Canada keeps on top. Now Nonnenmacher, no points awarded yet. Spins Canada toward the back. No points awarded. Still no points. And now the 2-point takedown awarded to Nonnenmacher to make it a 6-5 match. And potentially dangerous. Blood time. Let's see what we've got here. It looks like this will be blood time. Charge to Nonnenmacher as he comes up with the takedown to get within 6-5. When the blood time begins, that's what goes on the clock. And so I believe it was right around 30 seconds to go in the match at the point when action was stopped. As they work on Canada, looks like a bloody nose there. He gets cleaned up. Nonnenmacher speaking with his coaches. Officials Mark Perez and Jeff Hawker alternately seeing that Canada is all right, seeing that the mat is cleaned up. 21 seconds to go, exactly what we have left in the third period. Nope, now a little bit of blood again. Canada back over to the table. Canada able to collect his wits a little bit. Nonnenmacher had the momentum with that takedown a few moments before action was stopped, getting within 6-5, scoring an escape and a takedown this period. Very close to getting back points on Canada. And now The escape takes it to 7-5. 17 seconds to go. 15, 14. 10 seconds to go. Nonnenmacher needing the takedown for the tie. Wraps up. Trying to pull in on the legs. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the takedown awarded to tie things up. Correction, takedown awarded to Canada as now they have 9-5 as the final score showing on the board. And your 2012 state champion at 138 pounds, Tanner Canaday of Myrtle Point. A 9-5 decision over Seth Nonnenmacher. Reminder, you're watching at OSAA.tv.
In sixth place from Hermiston, C.J. Dirksen. In fifth place from Marshfield, Skylar Harvey. Fourth place from Pendleton, Trevor Hancock. Third place from Cleveland, Max Freund. Second place from Churchill, Houston, Ezel. And your 5A 126-pound state champion from Crescent Valley, Alex Rich. Your 6A award winners. In sixth place from Sprague, Cliff Baxter. In fifth place from Oregon City, Parker Folliard. Fourth place from Centennial, J.R. Ramsey. Third place from McMinnville, Jared Sublett. Second place from Redmond, Ryan Haney. And your 6A 126-pound champion from Newberg High School, Peter Russo. Matt Filler, your 2A, 1A award winners. In fourth place, from Glendale, Stephen Bodnar. In third place, from Crane, Wyatt Clark. In second place, from Nia Carney, Alejandro Quintana. And your 2A, 1A, 126-pound state champion from Culver, Jared Cash. Mat 3, your award winners. In sixth place from Vail, Lane Cummings. In fifth place from Illinois Valley, Brandon Parker. In fourth place from Vail, Mario Ramos. In third place from Glide, Alex Holland. In second place from Dayton, Micah Cisneros. And your 3A 126-pound champion from Glide High School, Walker Damewood. Your 4A place winners on map 2. In sixth place from LeGrand, Ryan Middleton. Fifth place from Cascade, Spencer Crawford. Fourth place from Klamath Union, T. Wynn. Third place from Cascade, Travis Bledsoe. Second place from Cook County, Colbert Meeker. And your 4A 126-pound state champion from North Marion High School, Jake Stiegel. Moving on to 128 pounds, 138, excuse me, 145 now. Move along a little faster than that.
Back at Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, we move on to the 145-pound championship match, where it'll be top-seeded Jay Lisney of Lakeview against unseeded Jake Forrester of Glide. Forrester, a sophomore, coached by Jeff Freeman, Doug Singleton, and Mike Forrester, son of Sandra and Mike Forrester, placed fourth at state a year ago. Wants to thank his brother, his parents, and his coaches. Jay Lisney, a senior from Lakeview, coached by Greg Kelly, Trevor A., as he writes here, and Cliff Harges. Parents are Mike and Sandy Lisney, has placed second, fourth, and first at state, earned All-American honors. Wants to thank his team and his family and everyone who has pushed him to become who he is today. Officials for this match, Jeff Hawker and Fernando Salinas. Forrester in the lighter purple, as it appears, singlet. Jay Lisney in the dark blue, navy blue and gold singlet. No score, out of bounds, 1:16 to go in the opening period. Lisney defeated Trevor Graff of Riverside, pinned him in 4:27 in the semifinals. Jake Forrester knocked off second-seeded Nick Contreras of Nissa 2-1 in the semis. About midway through our first round here, 145-pound finals at the 2012 OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championships. Forrester tries the throw at the edge of the mat. Lisney shoots on the restart. Now trying to turn his way into Forrester. See if he can score the first points of this state championship match. Now comes back up. And stalemate called with 29 seconds remaining in the first period. Wrestlers tie up, still no score. Ten seconds to go now in the first period. Forrester loses the headgear. And back to the center with 7 seconds remaining in the first period. Lisney with the bounce, Forrester the bounce. First period comes to an end, no score. We're through 2 minutes, 4 minutes to go here. Lisney, with the choice to begin the second period, opts for the down position. Forrester on top, knocks him down. Glide in third place in the team standings. Entering the championship round, Wildcats likely to remain right there. Escape awarded to Lisney. He goes in front 1-0. Spins and tries for the takedown, out of bounds, and back to the center.
Two back points, so it's 6-0.
40 seconds now into the second period. Lisney with the escape, up 1-0 after the scoreless first period. Caution displayed by both Jay Lisney and Jake Forrester. 1 minute to go now in the second period. Forrester trying to work around the side. Lisney trying to bounce Forrester. Now shoots, countered by Lisney. 37 seconds to go, second period. Lisney hanging on to that 1-0 lead after the escape to start the second period. Now Lisney gets around behind Forrester, a little bit of a scramble. No points awarded yet. Edge of the mat, 15 seconds to go in the period. Really about the most action we've had thus far in this match right there. No points awarded, however. 5 seconds to go in the period. And out of bounds, neutral position with 3 seconds to go. And that'll do it for round two. 1-0, Jay Lisney, the top seed, on top of unseeded Jake Forrester from Glide. And a little bit of blood time here as they take a look at Lisney. Reminder that you can order your souvenir DVDs of tonight's championships online anytime at prepfilms.com. Again, that's prepfilms.com. And you can watch the replay of tonight's championships anytime on demand at OSAA.tv. And now ready to get underway with the third period. Forrester, trailing 1-0, selects the down position. Lisney can earn himself a state title by riding Forrester out here. Getting awfully high, though. Forrester may be able to sneak out. Nope. Lisney reasserts control, trying to get Forrester in the cradle. Now Forrester upright. Squares himself up. Lisney maintains control. Forrester up and out for just a second, but not long enough to score the escape. Lisney now trying to take him over to the back. Forrester trying to stay vertical, manages to do so. At the edge of the mat. Not out yet. Both wrestlers still in. Lisney trying to move in on Forrester. Forrester trying to fight him off. Now Forrester on top, looking for control, out of bounds. Let's see if they award any points. The officials will confer. Jeff Hawker and Fernando Salinas. And indeed, they do award the reversal to Jake Forrester. So he takes a 2-1 lead. The officials, Hawker and Salinas, conferred and said that yes, indeed, by the time they went out of bounds, Forrester had established control. And he goes in front 2-1 with 1 minute, 1 second remaining in the third period. Forrester, the second of 3 finalists for Glide this evening. Lisney, the sole finalist for Lakeview. Clean up a little bit of blood on the mat. Nissa pretty well having wrapped up the 2012 team title. Bulldogs with 167 points. They still have 3 finalists remaining in the competition this evening. The Willamina Bulldogs, on the other hand, with 165 points, have completed their action for the evening, so no chance of catching Nissa. And the trainers continue to look at Jake Forrester of Glide. Forrester was ranked 4th in the state in the final rankings, but unseeded in the brackets at the state tournament. Jay Lisney of Lakeview, the number 1 seed, and he was number 1 in the final rankings as well. Now we're ready to go. As we go under 1 minute, Forrester takes control. Lisney trying to sneak out. Forrester back on top. Now Lisney trying to work around the side. Forrester counters, knocks him back down. They work the edge of the mat. Lisney trying to get that leg free and cannot do so before they go out of bounds with 44 seconds remaining in the third period. Forrester trying to hang on. Sophomore from Glide looking for a state title. Lisney up, can't quite get away. Lisney trying to get that leg free with 30 seconds to go in the third period. And they'll restart with 29 seconds to go. On the whistle, Lisney gets to his feet, trying to stand up. Forrester again trying to knock him down. Lisney gets to his feet, trying to free that arm, tries to spin out of it. Forrester maintains control of the right leg with 15 seconds to go. hanging on for dear life. Stall warning issued to Forrester. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. 1 second remaining on the clock as they go out of bounds. A stall warning has been issued. 1 stall warning to Forrester with 1 second to go. Rides him out, and that'll do it. The Glide fans across the way rise to their feet cheering as Jake Forrester of Glide scores a 2-1 upset of top-seeded Jay Lisney to take the state title here at 145 pounds. Your 2012 state champion. Jake Forrester of Glide with a state title, knocking off the #1 seed Jay Lisney in the finals. A reminder, you are watching OSAA TV.
My friends and I were driving to the Salt Lake Airport to fly to a music teachers conference when our tires started going flat. We called the Les Schwab in Ogden, Utah, and they said, "Come on in." They were so fast, we didn't even eat the free popcorn. There you go. And we even made our flight. In a world where such great customer service is not always the case, it's nice to know there's Les Schwab. I'm Bonnie Lamborn, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention to the award stands for the presentation of awards at 132 pounds. First on mat number 5, the 6A awards presented by Mr. Roger Sales. In 6th place from Hillsboro, Alex Harnsberger. In 5th place from Crater, Nate Walters. In 4th place from David Douglas, Vajit Afrazov. In 3rd place from Wes Lynn, Brayden Krelwitz. In 2nd place from Barlow, Colby Winnett. And your 6A 132-pound champion from McNary High School, Devin Reynolds. On mat number 4, the presentation awards for 2A, 1A place winners by Mr. Masa Miyaki. In 4th place from Lowell, Tanner Harvey. In 3rd place from Estaca, Lucas Leslie. In 2nd place from Culver, Josu Gonzalez. And your 2A, 1A state champion from Gold Beach, Alex Herrera. Mat 3, your 3A place winners presented by Mr. Steve Woods. In 6th place from Fulton, Brennan Olson. 5th place from Illinois Valley, Logan Miller. 4th place from Harrisburg, Josh Hendrickson. 3rd place from Illinois Valley, Gabe Miller. 2nd place from Nissa, Dallin Whitmer. And your 3A 132-pound state champion from Willamina, Brandon Miller. 4A state placers on mat number 2, presented by Mr. Charlie Anthony. In 6th place from Cascade, Marcus Andrews. In 5th place from North Marion, Johnny Barra. In 4th place from Sweet Home, Ty Harvey. 3rd place from Tillamook, Jake Fowler. 2nd place from Madras, Miguel Vasquez. And your 4A 132-pound state champion from Henley, Zorg Lustele. 5A state place winners on mat number 1 at 132 pounds, presented by Mr. Robert Hungerford. In 6th place from West Albany, David St. Pierre. 5th place from South Albany, Adam Allen. Fourth place from Hood River Valley, Andrew D. Hart. Third place from Pendleton, Dylan Holcomb. Second place from Sherwood, Daniel Leonard. And your 5A 132-pound champion from Hermiston, Tyler Berger.
Down on mat number 5, moving into the 152-pound weight class for the third match in a row. Roseburg presents out Ian Thomas from the Indians.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland as we wrap up the 2012 high school wrestling season in Oregon. Kip Carlson with you, along with engineer Devin Fadenrut and cameraman Gary Beck as we move along to the 152-pound championship match. It will be Robert DeLeon of Nissa against Luke O'Connor of Glide. DeLeon in the red, white, and blue singlet. O'Connor of Glide in the blue and white singlet. And we're ready to go. DeLeon, a senior for Nissa, coached by Luke Cleaver, Jeff Beck, Bobby DeLeon, and Ted Nichols. Son of Robert DeLeon and Jackie Gurnis, three-time district champion. He was a state runner-up a year ago, fourth at state as a sophomore. Wants to thank his family that supported him all through the season, and also to all the other families that came and supported the Nissa Bulldogs. No score as we pass the 30-second mark here in the first period. Wrestling around the center, Luke O'Connor, a junior at Glide, coached by Jeff Freeman, Doug Singleton, and Mike Forrester. Son of Roger and Ann O'Connor, already a two-time state placer, placing fourth and third, looking for his first state title this evening. No score as we cross the midway point here in the first period. O'Connor from Glide, seated second, was number one in the last state rankings of the year, compiled by the Oregon Wrestling Forum. Robert DeLeon, the number one seed, he was ranked second. So we'll figure out who's really number one right here in this state championship match at 152 pounds. Number one seeded DeLeon against number one ranked Luke O'Connor. 34 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. DeLeon beat Trevor Hunt of Willamina 1-0 in the semifinals, while O'Connor beat Michael Stewart of Willamina with a technical fall at 5-13 in his semifinal match, knocking out a couple of Willamina wrestlers in an afternoon session that was bad news for the Bulldogs, as Nissa bypassed them to take the team lead and will wind up as the state champion. No scoring as we end the first period. On the coin toss, decision will be DeLeon's, and he selects the down position to begin the second period. No score going to round two. 152-pound final at the OSAA US Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championships. DeLeon to his feet and now spins out for the escape and the first points of the evening. DeLeon 1, O'Connor 0. Just over 10 seconds into our second period. Wrestlers slip out of bounds on the far side of the mat. And now blood time. Almost enough blood time in these matches that we should be doing this on Halloween, quite frankly, because they cut the blood time after about 13 seconds. Now they check O'Connor, clean him up a little bit. 1:42 remaining in the second period. Couple of spots on the mat, have to get those cleaned up. You figure by this point, most of these wrestlers in their fourth match or so of the tournament, they've been banged up a little bit and the blood flowing a little more freely. Restart at the center. Number 1 seeded De Leon of Nyssa, number 1 ranked O'Connor of Glide. 1-0 De Leon. On the escape to open the second period. Feeling each other out, swirling off the mat. And the score remains 1-0.
Ward working his way up. 6-5 in favor of Jackson Ward. Big time reversal.
And tie up at the center, separate, tie up again. Stall warning issued to De Leon and a point for O'Connor. Evens things at 1-1. 43 seconds to go now, second period. O'Connor moves in, backs off. De Leon shoots that right arm in there. Can't connect. 25 seconds to go, second period, in a 1-1 tie. Stall warning now, I believe, was issued to O'Connor. Out of bounds. With 15 seconds to go in the second period. Seven seconds, 6, 5. No takedowns yet in this match. 1-1 on an escape and point for stalling. Option goes to O'Connor to start the third period, and as you might expect, he takes the down position, looking for that escape that would give him a lead. De Leon, for his part, hoping to keep control, ride him out, force overtime, or maybe come up with some back points here. O'Connor spins away and indeed does take the lead at 2-1. And now you're almost at that point in the third period with 1:45 to go. And it's just about a case of next takedown wins. Shot by O'Connor, countered by De Leon. O'Connor wades in. De Leon cautiously looks for position, out of bounds. Back to the center with 1:25 to go in the third period. O'Connor does have a stall warning against him. So it would be dangerous to go ahead and just try and wait this one out for the last minute and 10 seconds, hoping to hang on to that 2-1 lead. Now wades in, wrestlers separate. And again, blood time for De Leon. Remember, you can order your souvenir DVDs of tonight's championships online anytime at prepfilms.com. And then later at home, you can edit out the blood time. Nope, safety comes first though, and if you've got the blood, you have to stop it, get both wrestlers cleaned up, get the mat cleaned up. And our officials in this match, Fernando Salas and Jake Lear, doing a fine job of that. O'Connor leading this one 2-1. 47 seconds to go now in the third period as they roll out of bounds. O'Connor shoots, countered by De Leon. De Leon trying to work his way in on O'Connor. Now O'Connor gets in, gets a hold of that right leg, looking for what could be the clinching takedown. Turns, no score yet, no points awarded. Rolled through it. Now O'Connor has him down to the mat, but De Leon back up with 20 seconds to go. O'Connor looking for the finish, drives him over toward the scoring table and out of bounds. Nice job by De Leon to get out of that one with 13 seconds to go, but he's got to come up with some points here. O'Connor leading this one 2-1. 6 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the match. The 2012 state champion at 152 pounds from Glide High School, Luke O'Connor, the #1 ranked wrestler prior to the tournament in that weight class, knocks off the #1 seed, Robert De Leon. And Luke O'Connor, the state champion for Glide, the 3rd state titleist for Glide tonight. So the Wildcats wrap up the tournament with 142.5 points and wrap up 3rd place in the team standings. You're watching OSAA TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, draw your attention to your 138-pound place winners. Starting out at mat number 4 in the 2A, 1A. In 4th place from Pine Eagle, J.D. Luberg. In 3rd place from Central Lynn, Josue Avelez. In 2nd place from Lowell, Josh Cardwell. And your champion from Gold Beach, Kyle Johnston. At number 3A, in 6th place from Willamina, Brandon England. In 5th place from Nathan Tompkins. 4th place from Harrisburg, Clay McClure. 3rd place from Glide, Garrett Short. 2nd place from Burns, Seth Donnenmacher. And your 38-pound state champion from Berlin Point, Tanner Kennedy. 4A on mat number 2, at 138 pounds in 6th place from Estacada, Spencer Bradford. In 5th place from Crook County, Brendan Harkey. 4th place from State, Shane Shepard. 3rd place from Brook Beach Harbor, Cole Hannon. 2nd place from Sweet Home, Tyler Cowger. And your 4A 138-pound state champion from North Marion, Lucas Randall. 5A placers on mat number 1 in 6th place from Silverton, Clancy Brady. 5th place from Middleton, Colt Glenn. 4th place from West Albany, John Kesseltine. 3rd place from Sandy Brandon Mowry. 2nd place from Middleton, Piper McCallum. Your 5A 138-pound state champion for the 4th time from Hermiston, Joey Delgado. Mat number 5, your 6A place winners in 6th place from McNary, Justin Lowe. 5th place from McMinnville, Jay DeVera. 4th place from Grants Pass, Luke Collins. 3rd place from Redmond, Chance Lindquist. 2nd place from Roseburg, Brody Foz. Your 6A 138-pound state champion from David Douglas High School, Josh Reyes.
160 pounders.
Just about ready to go now at 160 pounds here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. It'll be top-seeded Sean Shipley of Rainier against second-seeded Jacob White of Burns. Our 160-pound finalists. Shipley, the top seed in this tournament. He was ranked 5th, however, in the last set of state rankings before the tournament. Jacob White, meanwhile, of Burns, the second-seeded wrestler. However, it was White owning the number 1 spot in the state rankings prior to the tournament. Shipley from Rainier, a junior, coached by Brandon Davidson. Tom Kelly, son of Pat and Leslie Shipley. He was a 2010 state qualifier, a 2011 state semifinalist. He's 23-2 this season. Wants to thank his coaches, his brothers Tyler and Chris, and he says his girlfriend for putting up with me when I'm cutting weight. Sean Shipley of Rainier in the white singlet. Meanwhile, Jake White from Burns, also a junior, coached by Mark Hoffman, Ray Cate, Dally Swindlehurst, Joey Lucas, Nate Stamke, and Devin Johnson. He's the son of John and Margarita White. Was third at district in 2010, a district champion this year. Missed last season with a couple of broken legs. Wants to thank his coaches for pushing him, and his parents and the community for supporting Burns High School wrestling through the years. And again, Burns, winners of 10 straight state team titles. That'll end this year, but what a phenomenal streak for the Highlanders of Burns. And Jake White carrying on that tradition, looking for a state championship right here.
Leading the 3A with 167 points is Nissa.
No score, 46 seconds to go here in the first round. Shipley, the top seed, against the number 2 seed, White. Although it's White in the gold singlet and Shipley in the white singlet. Try and keep that straight. Still no score. White looking for the takedown on top. Shipley still has control of the one leg, though. And now the takedown recorded for Shipley, I believe. And a reversal, so we're going to have the score at 2-2. With Shipley on the bottom. So the takedown to Shipley, the reversal to White, and White in control of a 2-2 tie as we come to the end of the first period. On the coin flip, the decision goes to Shipley, and he selects the up position. Not something that you see often in wrestling at any level. Have to have a lot of confidence in your ability to wrestle from the top to go ahead and say, I think I can either take this guy to some back points or ride him for the period. And indeed, the 1-point escape for White gives him a 3-2 lead. 1:38 to go, second period. Shipley, the number 1 seed. White, however, the number 1 ranked wrestler in the Oregon Wrestling Forum rankings. The last set that came out before the tournament. Those compiled early last week. They center up with 1:15 to go. Scoring in the first period, it was Shipley with a takedown, White with a reversal. Now White in, looking for the takedown. However, Shipley, a nice job to fend him off. Get back to his feet and back over toward the center of the mat. White the reversal to even the score late in the second, or in the first period at 2-2, and then Shipley selecting the up position but giving up the escape to White. Now Shipley getting in on that left leg of White. White, however, reaching around, hold of the belly. Now moves out, stands up, and the wrestlers separate with 23 seconds to go here in the second period. Shot by Shipley, countered by White. 5 seconds to go in the second period. White continues to lead 3-2. And that'll bring us to the end of our second period. White with the lead 3-2 and gets to make the decision for the third period, and indeed he selects the down position. On the start, White gets to his feet, trying to strip those arms away. Can't quite do it. Shipley maintains control of that right leg. And White's lead for now remains at 3-2. Potentially dangerous hold, and so back to the center of the mat. Shipley on top, and White looking to escape. White gets to his feet, and now strips the arms, has the escape, and a 4-2 lead. Both wrestlers on their feet with 1:33 to go in this third period. 160-pound championship match at the 3A level for 2012. White looking for a way to sneak around that left side, but Shipley continues to spin away. Both on their feet, both back to the center of the mat as we're down to 1 minute remaining here in the final round of the championship match. Again, White trying to get around the corner. He does this time for the takedown and a 6-2 lead with 44 seconds to go in the period. White gave up the first takedown of the match back in the first period. Since then has reeled off 6 straight points. A couple of escapes, and now a takedown here in the third period to lead at 6-2. Down to 22 seconds remaining. White riding, looking for some back points, but at this point your main concern, just don't get caught and let Shipley turn things around on you. 7 seconds to go. 6, 5, White looking for back points. 2, 1, no back points, out of bounds as the time expires. And the 2012 3A state champion at 160 pounds from Burns High School, Jacob White. Carrying on the outstanding Burns wrestling tradition. Giving the Highlanders maybe not a state team title, but a state champion here in the 2012 OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championships. You are watching OSAA TV.
If you've stopped saving, let us help you start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow from U.S. Bank. Save a little every week with every purchase, every paycheck. Watch your savings grow. When you reach $1,000, you'll earn a $50 rewards Visa card. Earn another $50 when you keep it for a year. Save for a wedding day, a family, or your house. Just start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, draw your attention to the award winner. Winners at 145 pounds. Mat number 3, the 3A. In 6th place from Riverside, Trevor Graff. In 5th place from San Ann Christian, Jacob Howard. 4th place from Willamina, Travis Hunt. 3rd place from Lissa Nick Contreras. 2nd place from Lakeview, Jay Lisney. Ladies and gentlemen, your 3A state champion at 145 pounds from Clyde High School, Jake Forrester. On mat 2, your 4A state place winners. In 6th place from Ontario, Max Maida. In 5th place from Banks, Travis Thompson. In 4th place from Burke County, Alex Urea. In 3rd place from Paloma, Zach Trask. In 2nd place from Cascade, Ryan Dozler. 4A 145-pound state champion from Phoenix, Eliezer DeLuca.
5.
Won your 5A state placers in 6th place from Good River Valley, Cesar Zarate. In 5th place from Crescent Valley, Brennan King. In 4th place from Hermiston, Lupe Delgado. In 3rd place from Silverton, Nick Camus. In 2nd place from Dallas, Wyatt Nascentino. Your 5A state champion from Churchill High School, Joe Potts.
Notice that. Plus you're straight on.
Mat number 5 to 6A place winners. In 6th place from Tiger, Brandon Detra. 5th place from Glencoe, Chris Nance. 4th place from Aloha, Jake Neal. 3rd place from Canby, Keith Nichols. 2nd place from Crater, Cody Gray. And your 6A 145-pound state champion from Roseburg, Reed Van Anroy. Your place winners in 2A 1A number 4 in 4th place from Oak Ridge, Brody Edmonds. In 3rd place from Vernonia, Quinn Johansson. In 2nd place from Crane, Zach Cody. Ladies and gentlemen, your state champion for the 4th time from Gold Beach, Quinn Johnston.
Moving on to mat number 5 in the 6A division. Welcome, ladies, 170.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland. We go to the 170-pound state finals at the 3A level. It'll be Austin Tolman, the top-seeded wrestler out of Vail, against unseeded Alex Cisneros of Nissa. Cisneros, a senior, coached by Luke Weaver, Ted Nichols, Bobby De Leon, and Jeff Beck, son of Jose and Marilla Cisneros. He's a three-time state qualifier, placed 6th at the Resource Tournament of Champions, 5th at the district meet, and three-time runner-up at district. Wants to thank his parents for the support forever, and his brothers for introducing him to the sport of wrestling. Austin Tolman, a senior from Vail, coached by Stefan Maupin, Matt Cobb, and Chance Skurgener, son of Mike and Gail Tolman. Placed 5th at 152 pounds in 2009, 3rd at 145 pounds in 2010, and a state titleist a year ago at 160 pounds. Wants to thank his family and coaches for helping him the past 4 years. Tolman of Vail in the light blue singlet, and Cisneros of Nissa in the red, white, and blue. No score, just over a half minute into our first round. Tolman, the top-seeded and top-ranked wrestler in the state at this weight class. Cisneros, unseeded, but was ranked 4th in the final rankings of the season, issued earlier this week. You can find on Oregon Wrestling Forum. .45 seconds to go, first period. Still no score. Wrestlers trying to find the advantage in the tie-up. Tolman from Vail, Cisneros from Nissa. Shot by Cisneros, counted by Tolman. Now Tolman sneaks behind. Score the takedown if he can find a way to get Cisneros to the mat. Does so and scores the takedown with 18 seconds to go here in the first period. So Tolman with a 2-0 lead. 10 seconds to go now in the period. Looking for a way to turn Cisneros, who's moving ahead and trying to get out of there. 2-1. And we've come to the end of the first period. Coin flip, option goes to Tolman, and he will select the down position to begin the second period. Tolman down, leading 2-0 as we begin the second period. Quickly to his feet and scores the reversal to make it 4-0. Again, Tolman defending, well, not defending state champion at 170, but the state champ at 160 pounds a year ago. Also has a 3rd place and a 5th place finish on his resume. A senior from Vail. 1:25 to go in the second period as they roll out of bounds over on the right side of the mat. Tolman, the takedown in the first period and the reversal to start the second to build that 4-0 lead. Again, Cisneros tries to get to his feet, knocked down. Tolman trying to turn him over, can't do so. Cisneros struggles to his feet for a moment. And knocked back down and out of bounds. Tolman drives Cisneros forward on the restart. Tolman just appears to have a little bit of a bulk advantage on Cisneros, and using that to his advantage to ride Cisneros here in the second period. Cisneros now back to his feet and steps away to score the escape and his first points of the match to make it 4-1. Under 30 seconds to go in the second period. Back to the center. Tolman waiting in, 15 seconds to go. Now Cisneros moves forward. Tolman in, gets a hold of that right leg and scores the takedown. Takes Cisneros to his back. Back points coming. May get the pin here. 1 second. And no fall recorded. 3 back points for the near fall, though, to make it 9-1 as the second period comes to an end. Cisneros opts for the up position. Well, nope. Now we're going to change things around a little. No, blood time. Cisneros appeared to select up before we had the break to clean things up a little bit. Officials Zahn Russell and Floyd Pay working this 170-pound final. Cisneros maybe saying, you know, I can't take him down, so perhaps if I start on top, find a way to at least get him on his back and wipe out this 9-1 deficit with a pin. And indeed, Cisneros will start on top to begin the third period. Tolman can't get away. Now spins around and again appears that he will come up with the reversal. And indeed, that's how it's scored. 2 more points to make it 11-1. So in both the second and third periods of this match, Tolman starts on the bottom and comes around with the reversal. Now leads this one 11-1. Looking for a potential major decision and maybe more. Working on the arm to try and get Cisneros turned over. Can't do it initially. Cisneros back to his feet. Now spins away and scores the escape to make it 11-2. 1:13 to go, third period. Cisneros the shot. Blocked by Tolman. Out of bounds with 1:03 to go in the match. Tolman, all kinds of scoring in this one. He's got the takedown, a couple of those, a couple of reversals, 3-point near fall. Everything but an escape. 51 seconds to go. Tolman leading this one 11-2, has the major decision. Cisneros steps away from the charge of Tolman. As they cross the border, cross the boundary on the far side of the mat with 28 seconds to go. Now Tolman locks up, takes the throw, takes Cisneros to his back. He's got the takedown to make it 13-2. Back points are pending. And the fall with 11 seconds to go. So at 5 minutes, 49 seconds, Austin Tolman picks up a state title, winner by fall. 5 minutes, 49 seconds. And a 2-time state champion now, Austin Tolman of Vail. You're watching OSAA TV.
My family and I were enjoying a big vacation in Tahoe. After a great day on the mountain, our car wouldn't start. I got a jump, but it kept dying. Everyone in town said, "Go to Les Schwab." When I pulled up, George delivered. He quickly tested the battery and confirmed it was a goner. While he installed a new one, I finally got my first relaxation of the vacation. It's nice to be treated like a neighbor so far from home. I'm Clay Gilman, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
State champion at 170 pounds.
You are watching OSAA TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, draw your attention to the presentation of awards at 152 pounds. First on mat 2, your 4A place winners. Presented by Mr. Charlie Anthony. 6th place from Kirk County, Tyler Lockwood. 5th place from Mazama, Eric Boatwright. 4th place from Malone, Michael Hill. 3rd place from Hidden Valley, Seth Sotelo. 2nd place from Malala, Cole McGann. And your 4A 152-pound state champion from the Northland, Ryan Bullock. Your 5A place winners on mat number 1, presented by Mr. Robert Hungerford. In 6th place from Summit, Connor Ruth. In 5th place from Sherwood, Danny Rice. In 4th place from Hood River Valley, David Brunk. In 3rd place from Dallas, Josh Christensen. In 2nd place from Churchill, Chase Kearney. And your 5A 152-pound state champion from Hermiston, Abraham Rodriguez. 6A place winners on mat number 5, presented by Mr. Roger Sales. In 6th place from Centennial, Austin Sukos. 5th place from McMinnville, Tiger Posh. 4th place from Canby, Stephen Doman. 3rd place from David Douglas, Elijah Taylor. 2nd place from Roseburg, Ian Thomas. Your 6A 152-pound state champion from Roseburg, Hector Mandera. 2A 1A place winners. Mat number 4, presented by Mr. Mase Mayaki. In 4th place from Vernonia, Joe Bennis. 3rd place from Adrian Mark Ishida. 2nd place from Lowell, Jackson Ward. And your 2A 1A state champion from Culver, Jesus Brentano. Your 3A place winners on mat 3. It's presented by Mr. Steve Woods. In 6th place from Willamina, Michael Stewart. 5th place from Willamina, Trevor Hunt. 4th place from Myrtle Point, Bradley Raines. 3rd place from Burns, Matson Gailey. 2nd place from Nissa, Robert DeLeon. And your 3A 152-pound state champion from Glide High School, Luke O'Connor.
Huge matches coming up at 180 pounds. On mat number 5.
We move on to the 182-pound state championship match here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. It'll be top-seeded Britton Hansen of Riverside against second-seeded Daniel Dixon of Dayton. Hansen seeded number 1, also ranked number 1 in the final set of rankings of the year. Dixon seeded second. He was ranked second. Dixon in the black singlet. Hansen in the light blue and navy blue with the gold, looks like stars from the distance that we're at. Hansen, a senior from Riverside, coached by Dave Beyer, Richard Rockwell and Tim Myers, son of Kent and Paula Hansen, was 5th at state as a sophomore at 152 pounds. Last year as a junior, placed 3rd at 189. Wants to thank his coaches and older brothers for pushing him to excel. And Hansen finds himself on top of Dixon, but out of bounds with 1:21 to go in the opening period. Dixon, a senior from Dayton, coached by Brian Wilson and Rob Henry, son of Sam and Debbie Dixon, district champion this year. Special thanks he gives to his team, parents, and everyone who supported both himself and the Dayton Pirates over the course of the season. No score right now. Under a minute to go in the first period. Our officials for this match, Floyd Pay and Tim Grassam. Again, Hansen in the light blue singlet, Dixon in the black. No score, 37 seconds to go first period. Hansen looking for a way to bounce Dixon down, can't come up with it. Wrestlers separate with 27 seconds to go in the period. Now the shot by Hansen, gets in on the leg. Blocked off, however, by Dixon, who gets back to his feet. 14 seconds to go in the period. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. As the wrestlers circulate around the right-hand side of the mat, first period comes to an end. Choice goes to Dixon. He selects the down position to begin the second period. Hansen locks himself in on top. Gets on top as Dixon tries to get to his feet. Hansen, just that right hand on the ground, potentially dangerous situation. So we'll restart it with 1:50 to go in the second period. No score between top-seeded Britton Hansen of Riverside and second-seeded Daniel Dixon of Dayton. Hansen looking for a way that he can turn into Dixon now, maybe come up with the takedown. Gets on top of Dixon. Control not established, though. No points awarded yet. Still no points awarded. Dixon just enough control of that. Looks like the left leg of Hansen. Hansen still trying to free up that left leg, get himself the 2 points here. And now back point's going to be awarded without the takedown. No takedown's been awarded, but the count on against Dixon. Hansen working for the fall. He's been awarded near fall points, but not the takedown thus far. Hasn't established control, but did expose the shoulder blades to the mat. Now Dixon back on his stomach. Still no points awarded. The back points are pending. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Still no points awarded. Hansen running Dixon around. 14 seconds to go. He's got a hold of that left arm, trying to use the torque. Get some back points. Unable to do so. 2-1. Now the 3 near fall points awarded without the takedown. So, unusual situation where Britton Hansen of Riverside comes up with the 3 points for the near fall without earning the takedown, and he will take a 3-0 lead into the third period. Selects the down position. Out of the start, Dixon maintains control. Hansen to his feet. Dixon again knocks him down. Out of bounds with 1:50 to go in the third period. Dixon within striking distance here. Gave up the 3-point near fall, but without the preceding takedown. Still a 3-point near fall away from tying this one up. Hansen again tries to get to his feet. Can't quite get that left knee off the mat. Dixon on top. And now I believe we've got blood time called. Indeed, they start the clock. Blood time called for Daniel Dixon. Reminder that you can order your souvenir DVDs of tonight's championships online anytime at prepfilms.com. Also, you can watch the replay of tonight's championships anytime on demand at OSAA.tv. Now we've got things cleaned up. Our officials for this match: Floyd Pay, Tim Grassam. Hansen stands up out of the restart. Dixon still with control though, still hanging on desperately to that left leg, trying to find a way to take Hansen back to the mat, and does so with 1:14 to go in the third period. Out of bounds, near side left corner of the mat with 1:11 to go. Dixon desperately looking for that way to come up with the back points and tie this one up. Now tries to turn Hansen, tries to turn him. Oh, rolled through it. Very close, but Hansen able to roll through it. No count, no points awarded. 56 seconds to go. Third period. Hansen leading 3-0 over Dixon of Dayton. So close to coming up with the tying near fall points there. Dixon still trying to find that way that he can get a hold of Hansen, get him to the back. Now back to his feet, trying to twist him and spin him around, but Hansen able to fall to the mat on his belly as they go out of bounds with 25 seconds to go. 3-0 lead for Hansen without benefit of a takedown. 23 seconds to go. Dixon working on that left side, trying to find a way to turn Hansen, the top seed in this tournament, over. Now he gets the leg, tries to spin him, can't, as Hansen manages to free up the leg. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Dixon pushing desperately, 1, and that's it. The 2012 state champion at 182 pounds from Riverside, Britton Hansen, takes off the anklet, shakes hands with Dixon, and the hand raised in victory after a 3-0 decision in the championship match at 182 pounds. You're watching OSAA TV.
One Saturday night, someone went through town slashing tires. Sunday morning, one of Andy Spencer's customers at Les Schwab went to Andy's house to see if he could help.
You got it.
Andy got in his truck and drove up and down the streets, helping anyone who needed it. He worked at it pretty hard most of the day.
That's all of them.
Andy didn't tell anybody no. He really went above and beyond his duties as a manager and a neighbor. I'm James Hamilton, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
The score.
Gary, I think it was because the kid had just about got away. Right. And so it was almost like they were neutral, and he took him back that way, and I didn't look at my arrow that said where he was. Whoops.
That's all right.
No, it isn't.
He should have pinned him. I thought he had him.
Ladies and gentlemen, draw your attention to the place winners at 160 pounds. On that one, the 5A taking 5th place from Ben, Willie Abt. In 4th place from Willamette, Joe Jones. 3rd place from Dallas, Tyler Payne. 2nd place from Sandon, Kyle Bateman. Your 5A 160-pound champion from Lebanon, Garrett Urrutia. Down at mat number 5, the 6A place winners. In 6th place from Clackamas, Taylor Becker. In 5th place from Forest Grove, Kyle Vanderkin. 4th place from Hillsboro, John Morin. 3rd place from Roseburg, Javier Mandetta. 2nd place from West Lynn, Tyler Shea. And your 6A 160-pound champion from Redmond, Boomer Fleming. 2A, 1A at number 4. In 4th place from Central Lynn, Mark Lacoste. In 3rd place from Enterprise, Brock Hayes. In 2nd place from Lowell, Austin McNichols. And your 2A, 1A 160-pound champion from Lowell, Lincoln Caceres. 3A place.
I can't hear you.
3
Lots
in
so loud
6th
down
place
here.
from Burns.
That's why I kind of lean every once in a while.
5th place from Illinois Valley, John Britt. 4th place from Nissa, Spencer Foster. 3rd place from Dayton, Tucker Davidson. 2nd place from Rainier, Sean Shipley. And your 3A 160-pound state champion from Burns High School, Jacob White. Your 4A state placers at mat 2 in 6th place from Mazama, Chase Anderson. In 5th place from Henley, Harmon Peter. 4th place from Crook County, Dean Smith. 3rd place from Stadium, Cody Branch. 2nd place from McLaughlin, Francisco Saldana. And your 4A 160-pound state champion from Cottage Grove, Josh Stanley.
Randy Hecker from Les Schwab, please come to the table. Randy Hecker from Les Schwab, please come to the table. 195-pounders in the 6A division. Jacob Carrick, Hillsboro.
Once again at Veterans Memorial Coliseum, we're ready for the 195-pound state championship between Cody Monzi of Santiam Christian and Sebastian Sanchez of Nissa. So Manzi against Sanchez underway. Sanchez in the red, white, and blue singlet. Manzi in the red and black. Manzi, a junior at Santiam Christian, coached by Joe Pearson And Tad Woosley, son of Robert and Sherry Manzi, lists a highlight of his wrestling career as traveling to South Africa during the summer of 2010 and winning a state title a year ago. Wants to thank his coaches, parents, teammates, and wrestling partners John Perry and Chris Easterly. Throw near the edge of the mat. Just about lands on the concrete. Sanchez, a junior at Nissa, turns 18 years old today. Coached by Luke Cleaver, Bobby DeLeon, Jeffrey Beck, Ted Nichols, and Edgar Cisneros, son of Sebastian and Rosa Sanchez. Second at the Calland Classic, sixth at the Raleigh Lane and Tournament of Champions. Third place at District. Wants to thank his coaches for helping him to be here today, his whole family for being there for him, and his mom and dad for buying all of his stuff, shoes, food, and etc. And to all of those who survived the winter of 2010-11 and 2011-12. Cody Manzi and Sebastian Sanchez scoreless with 50 seconds to go in round one. Manzi, an 11-2 winner over Tony Frank of Lakeview in the semifinals earlier today. And now Sanchez, after Manzi, takes him down at the far edge of the mat. And Sanchez, the number 2 seed in the tournament, now with a 2-1 or a 2-0 lead over Manzi, the top seed from Santiam Christian. 26 seconds to go in the first period. Manzi trying to get back to his feet and scores the escape, 2-1. Time winding down here in the first period, 10 seconds to go. Sanchez in and out of bounds. Can't quite complete the takedown with the feet inbounds with 4 seconds to go, and so the lead stays at 2-1 for Sanchez. As we come to the end of the first period, coin flip will award the decision to Manzi, who defers. Selecting the down position is Sanchez. Manzi trying to chop Sanchez down. Sanchez trying to struggle to his feet. Manages to do so. Manzi still has a hold of that left leg. Sanchez trying to get away. Can't quite do it. Manzi knocks him down and they're out of bounds with 1:32 to go in the second period. Sanchez with that takedown in the first period, leading this one 2-1. No scoring thus far in the second. Tim Grassam and Jeff Corliss are officials for this 195-pound championship match. Sanchez to his feet, but again trying to free himself from the grasp, does so and evens things, or takes a 3-1 lead with the escape. And crossing the boundary to the right side, And the score 3-1. Sanchez in the lead. Number 2 seed leading the number 1 seed. That's also where they were in the final set of rankings. Now Sanchez trying to get around behind. Manzi, however, gets the better of that throw but can't control it, and the score remains 3-1. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Sanchez the aggressor. Now they move back toward the center of the mat. Again, Sanchez controlling that right leg, trying to drag Manzi back in. Does so, and looking for the way that he can complete the takedown in bounds. 20 seconds to go in the period. Sanchez scores the takedown, keeps the toes in, and now they're out of bounds. But Sanchez gets the takedown for a 5-1 lead. It will be Manzi's decision to begin the third period. 14 seconds remain here in the second. Sanchez just looking to ride out Manzi. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Manzi not going to be able to get away as we come to the end of period number 2. Decision goes to Manzi. He selects the down position. Tries to get to his feet, trailing 5-1. Knocked down again by Sanchez. Sanchez trying to figure out something he can do here. Earn some back points, leading 5-1. The concern, just don't get caught in something and let Manzi make it all up in one move. Out of bounds with 1:35 to go. Again, Manzi up, but again, Sanchez keeps control of the leg and takes Manzi back to the mat. Sanchez, the number 2 seed, getting the best of this match thus far. Escape now for Manzi, makes it 5-2. In favor of Sanchez. Sanchez the shot. Shoots through and out of bounds. 1:07 to go in the third period. Manzi, the top seed, needing a takedown and back points. Takes the shot. Blocked by Sanchez. As we're under a minute to go now. And now Sanchez with the takedown. Snuck around behind and scores the takedown for a 7-2 lead. Takedowns in each period for Sanchez, along with an escape in the second, is building that 7-2 lead. 45 seconds to go. Sanchez maintains the control. Manzi again was able to get to his feet, but Sanchez never letting him go. Now the escape for Manzi, and it's 7-3. 26 seconds to go. Sanchez looking to become the first of NISA's 4 finalists to take home a state title. The Bulldogs will be the team champion. Sanchez trying to become the only individual titleist for the state champs. 8 seconds to go. 6 seconds. Manzi wades in as they go out of bounds with 6 seconds remaining. Sanchez 6 seconds from a state title. Manzi tries to throw, and one more takedown for Sanchez, and that's the match. With the late takedown, Sebastian Sanchez of NISA, your 2012 state champion at 195 pounds in the 3A ranks in Oregon. A 9-3 decision over Cody Manzi of Santiam Christian. And Sebastian Sanchez raking in the congratulations and then a big hug with coach after the 9-3 win for the Bulldogs. And a state title for Sebastian Sanchez. Sign the scorecard, and it's official. You're watching OSAA TV.
We were driving from Portland to California for a bike race when a tire went flat. We limped into Les Schwab, but it was closed for the night. Hoping for some good Les Schwab mojo, we began changing it ourselves. Just then, John appeared and reopened the store. He quickly assessed that all the tires were about to go and got us a new set so we could make the race. Super John deserves a medal for rescuing our road trip. I'm Kim Brown, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Turek from Hillsborough now leading 12-3, and he cuts it away. Mr. Akers was placed up at head pickup. Mr. Akers or Mr. Olson, Vern Olson. Could you please come to the head pickup? Mr. Olson.
Turek, state champion for Hillsborough at 195 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, drawing your attention to the award stands for the place winners at 170 pounds. At mat 5, the 6A winners. In 6th place from Grants Pass, Chad Lowe. In 5th place from Grants Pass, Ryan Sheen. 4th place from North Medford, Reed Shipley. 3rd place from West Lynn, Ryan Harmon. 2nd place from Barlow, Jacob Childs. And your 6A 170-pound state champion from Forest Grove, Jake Bennett. Your 2A 1A placers on mat 4 in 4th place. From Culver, Ivan Galen. In 3rd place from Central Lynn, Caleb Gilbert. In 2nd place from Lowell, Nico Cash. And your 2A 1A 170-pound state champion from Pine Eagle, Kip Miller. Your place winners on mat 3 from 3A. In 6th place from Willamina, Tyler Height. In 5th place from Rogue River, Andrew Smith. 4th place from Glide, Michael Farley. In 3rd place from Coquille, Cy Yates. In 2nd place from Nissa, Alex Cisneros. And your 3A 170-pound state champion from Vale High School, Austin Tallman. Mat 2, the 4A state placers. In 6th place from Scappoose, Luke Mills. In 5th place from Gladstone, AJ Prom. 4th place from Baker, Sam Pearson. 3rd place from Douglas, James Simmons. 2nd place from Tillamook, Tucker Cook. And your 4A 170-pound state champion from Cascade High School, Tyler Howell.
2nd place, Tyler Howell, Cascade state champion.
Place winners at mat 1 for 5A. In 6th place from Ben Gunnar Crawford. In 5th place from Pendleton, Alex Ortiz. 4th place from Lebanon, Daniel Aranda. 3rd place from Summit, Joaquin Reyes. 2nd place from Silverton, Quinn Dreyer. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th time in Oregon, at 170 pounds, your state champion from Churchill, Zach Brunson.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Coliseum. 2 matches to go in the 2012 prep wrestling season. 220 pounds. It'll be Cody Worthington from Rogue River against Chancellor Pacheco of Dayton. Pacheco seeded 2nd in this tournament. Worthington unseeded. Both seniors, Pacheco, coached by Rob Henry and Brian Wilson, son of Steve Pacheco and Kevin and Michelle Veach. Lists his top wrestling accomplishment as winning the Classic as a junior. Wants to give special thanks to his parents, his daughter, and his coaches. He says they have, quote, all helped me so much. Worthington, coached by Dan Coulter, Greg Gunson, and Joe Morales, son of Sean and LaDonna Worthington. A regional champion, and wants to give special thanks to his coaches, friends, and family. Pacheco of Dayton in the black singlet, Worthington of Rogue River in the green and black. Pacheco already having lost the headgear in this one. Trying to find a way around the backside of Worthington. Worthington back on his feet. And now knocks him down and scores the takedown. So 2-0 in favor of Pacheco. Pacheco with the takedown to go in front. Worthington gets himself back to his base, trying to get up. Pacheco drives him forward and off the mat and back to the center after Pacheco gets the headgear put back on, buckles it up. Our officials for this match, Jeff Corliss and Danny Anson. Corliss signals Pacheco back into position. Worthington tries to spin away. Pacheco, nice job at keeping control. Gets a hold of the arm, tries to spin him. Worthington evens things out though. Crawls ahead, trying to build his base near the edge of the mat. 26 seconds to go, first period. Pacheco leading this one 2-0. Worthington back to his feet. Pacheco sends him ahead and across the boundary. Restart with 15 seconds remaining. Worthington again up again. Pacheco knocks him back down. 9 seconds to go. And we've come to the end of the first period with second-seeded Chancellor Pacheco of Dayton leading Cody Worthington of Rogue River 2-0. Pacheco selects the down position for the start of the second period. Everything in order, and we're underway with period number 2. Pacheco gets to his feet, tries to spin away from Worthington. Worthington, however, knocks him back down. Pacheco trying to move ahead. And now whistled out of bounds by Corliss. And back to the center. Pacheco to his feet. Oh, Worthington though. Maintains hold. Tries to run him over to the back. Looking for the cradle here, but Pacheco slips out of it. Has the should get the reversal here for a 4-0 lead. Does so. And a 3-point near fall to make it 7-0. 56 seconds to go, second period. Pacheco trying to flip Worthington over. Can't quite make it happen right there. Now gets around to the side. Gets the arm, tries to spin him over. Maybe a little too high. Couldn't quite get himself on top of the body, but now gets those shoulder blades exposed. A 1 count. Worthington managing to stay just vertical enough to avoid back points thus far. Nothing pending. As tough a spot as that appears to be, Pacheco trying to roll him over and does so for the pin. 9 seconds remaining in the second period. And Chancellor Pacheco of Dayton is your 2012 state champion at 220 pounds. Pacheco, a pin in 3 minutes, 51 seconds for a state title. And heads over, gets a big hug from Coach as the Dayton wrestler, senior, caps his career with a state title. Over to the scorer's table, puts his John Hancock on the scorebook. Gets congratulations from the officials. And takes a deep breath as he walks off. Chancellor Pacheco, a fall in 3 minutes, 51 seconds to win the state title at 220 pounds. You're watching OSAA TV.
My friends and I were driving to the Salt Lake Airport to fly to a music teachers conference when our tires started going flat. We called the Les Schwab in Ogden, Utah, and they said, "Come on in." They were so fast, we didn't even eat the free popcorn. There you go. And we even made our flight. In a world where such great customer service is not always the case, it's nice to know there's Les Schwab. I'm Bonnie Lamborn, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention to the award stands for the place winners at 182 pounds. First on mat number 4, 2A, 1A. Placing fourth for Joseph, Matthew Stagel. Third for Niagani, Austin Cherry. Second for Nonia, Jake Stevens. And the 2A, 1A, 182-pound champion from Lowell, Max Caceres. Mat 3, the 3A place winners. In 6th place from Road River, Garrett Dees. In 5th place from Harrisburg, Lauren Traub. In 4th place from Coquille, Michael Romine. In 3rd place from Sheridan, Kyle Welchel. In 2nd place from Dayton, Daniel Dixon. And your 3A 181 and 82-pound champion from Riverside, Britton Hanson. 4A place winners on mat 2. 6th place from Sweet Home, Chance Yucatan. In 5th place from Brookings Harbor, CJ Paxton. 4th place from Cascade, Zach Soto. 3rd place from LaPine, Garrett Searcy. 2nd place from Henley, Philip Morgan. And your 4A 182-pound state champion from Cascade, Cody Crawford. On that one, the 5A place winners. In 6th place from Ben, Kenny Daly. In 5th place from Cleveland, Keegan Hammond. 4th place from Hood River Valley, Nick Morgan. 3rd place from Eagle Point, Johnny Wilkerson. 2nd place from Sandy, Manny Dickinson. And your 5A 182-pound state champion from West Albany, Riker Smith. Our 6A place winners at mat number 5, 182 pounds. 6th place from Century, Chris Lindholm. In 5th place from Tualatin, Connor Cheel. In 4th place from Hillsborough, Troy Jackson. In 3rd place from Roseburg, Andrew Wheaton. In 2nd place from Crater, Chance Bondridge. And ladies and gentlemen, a 4-time state champion from Sprague High School, Brandon Griffin.
And the 285-pound weight class on mat number 5 in the 6A division.
Once again at Veterans Memorial Coliseum for our final match of the evening. The heavyweights, 285 pounds, Jake Batiste of Grant Union against C.J. Osterman of Rainier. Final match of the season in the 3A ranks. Batiste in the red and white singlet. Osterman in the green and white. Batiste, a junior from Grant Union, coached by Dave Nabert and Tim McCloskey, son of Cindy Darty Spencer. Second place at state in 2011, a member of the 2010 South African Wrestling Exchange. Wants to thank Caleb Batiste for being, quote, the best sparring partner ever. C.J. Osterman, a senior at Rainier, coached by Brandon Davidson and Tom Kelly, son of Melody and Skip Osterman, a district champion, wants to thank his coaches Tom and Brandon, his team, his family and friends, and his girlfriend for, quote, always being there and standing by me. So C.J. Osterman of Rainier, Jake Batiste of Grant Union, underway in the heavyweight match, the 285-pounders. Here in the 3A state finals. Batiste, the number 1 seed in the tournament. Osterman unseeded, but was ranked number 2 in the final regular season state rankings. Those coming out earlier in the week prior to the state tournament, available on Oregon Wrestling Forum. Almost midway through the first period. A prospector against a Colombian.
Awards for the 285-pounders. We will present the team awards. Teams, be ready. We will read off the names. Teams, be ready at your respective mat.
As is often the case with the big guys, a lot of testing each other out early in the match. Batiste trying to find a way to execute the throw on Osterman. Unable to do so before they step across the line on the left side of the mat. 26 seconds remaining in the first period. 15 seconds to go now in a scoreless first period. And circling, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the first period comes to an end. On the toss, option goes to Osterman. He selects the down position. As we begin the second period, tied 0-0. Batiste takes his position. Osterman tries to step out on the start, can't get away. Batiste working that right arm. Trying to turn Osterman for some back points as they roll out of bounds on the far corner of the mat to the left side. 1:45 remaining, second period. Batiste just kind of moves ahead with Osterman. Trying to get a hold, find a way to turn him. Gets a hold of that right arm. Tries to spin him. Osterman almost finds a way to get on top. Now Batiz nearly has the shoulders exposed to the mat, but Osterman able to roll out of it, and no points awarded. 1:12 to go, first period. 0-0. Again, Batiz gets a hold of the arm, and again, Osterman able to kind of scramble back onto his belly before any points are awarded. And out of bounds with 42 seconds to go here in the second. Batiz takes his position. Again, manages to stay with Osterman out of the restart. 34 seconds to go in the period. Working on that right arm. Trying to move him over to the left. And Osterman gets the arm free. 17 seconds to go first period. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and it appears Batiz will just ride out the period on top of Osterman. And he does as the final second ticks off in the second period, 0-0. And Batiz will have the option to begin the third period. Selects the down position, looking for that escape that would give him a 1-0 lead. Osterman wraps up. Batiz to his feet, trying to free his arm. Can't quite do it. Osterman keeping hold of that left arm as both wrestlers out of bounds, and they award the escape to Batiz. So 1-0. Batiz in front of Osterman. 1:48 to go here in the third period. Not only neither wrestler with a takedown through the first 2+ periods, neither really came close. Although you discount the entire second period. That began with Osterman in the down position, but through the first 2 minutes, first period, neither wrestler put together a serious threat at the takedown. 1:12 to go. Batiz moves in. Osterman, though, the one needing the points, has to come up with a takedown here. 1 minute to go here in the third period. Stall warning both wrestlers. Osterman can't afford to stall, trailing 1-0. Batiz moves in. Wraps up, tries to throw. Both wrestlers out of bounds, and will restart in the neutral position with 42 seconds remaining. Restart, 37 seconds to go. Batiz moves in. Osterman trying to feel his way through the hold. 26 seconds to go. And now the shot by Osterman gets in on Batiz, but out of bounds. Batiz able to step away at the last second. It appeared Osterman was going to have a shot to complete the takedown, keeping his toes in bounds, couldn't do so. 15 seconds to go now. Osterman needs to shoot. Batiz content to back away, but he can't be called for stalling as each wrestler with a stalling call. 2, 1, and that's it. Your 2012 state champion at 285 pounds, the top seed in the tournament, Jake Batiz of Grant Union. A 1-0 decision. And that wraps up the 2012 OSAA, US Bank, Les Schwab Tires State Championships. One moment, we'll give you a recap of the individual matches, individual champions, and the unofficial team scores. As we do a little bit of quick math on the team score sheet. Recap our championship finals for you. At 106 pounds, it was top-seeded Hans Rockwell of Riverside defeating second-seeded Cody Brown of Willamina, 11-9. Skylar Voigt of Willamina at 113 pounds, the state champion with a 2-0 decision over fourth-seeded Ben Norgren of Colton. At 120 pounds, it was Justin Acuff of Sheridan winning by fall in 1 minute 44 seconds over Josh Perry of Willamina. At 126 pounds, top-seeded Walker Damewood of Glide, a 14-1 major decision over Micah Cisneros of Dayton. At 132 pounds, it was Brandon Miller of Willamina, a 7-4 decision over third-seeded Dallin Widmer of Nissa. At 138 pounds, top-seeded Tanner Canaday of Myrtle Point beating second-seeded Seth Nanamacher of Burns, 9-5. At 145 pounds, Jake Forrester of Glide, a 2-1 decision over Jay Lisney of Lakeview. At 152 pounds, second-seeded Luke O'Connor of Glide, a 2-1 decision over Robert De Leon of Nissa. At 160 pounds, Jacob White of Burns, a 6-2 decision over top-seeded Sean Shipley of Rainier. At 170 pounds, Austin Tolman of Vale, the top seed, a fall in 5 minutes 49 seconds over Alex Cisneros of Nissa. At 182 pounds, Britton Hansen of Riverside, a 3-0 decision over Daniel Dixon of Dayton. Dixon, the second seed in the tournament. At 195 pounds, Sebastian Sanchez, a 9-3 decision over top-seeded Cody Manzi of Santiam Christian. At 220 pounds, Chancellor Pacheco, a fall in 3 minutes 51 seconds over Cody Worthington of Rogue River. And finally, at 285 pounds, top-seeded Jake Batiz of Grant Union, a 1-0 decision over CJ Osterman of Rainier. Final team standings give you some of the top placers this evening. The state champion for 3A in 2012, the Nissa Bulldogs with 171 points. In second place, it was Willamina with 165. Third place goes to Glide, Wildcats unofficially with 142.5 points. Fourth place to Dayton with 125 points. In fifth place, Illinois Valley with 92 points. In sixth place, Burns with 89 points. Seventh place with 87 points, it was Riverside. In eighth place with 81 points, Vale. And tied for ninth, Jervis and Myrtle Point with 52 points each. And so the championships are complete. I'm Kip Carlson along with engineer Devin Fadenrett and cameraman Gary Beck. Thanks for joining us. You can watch our complete results anytime at osaa.org. You've been watching the OSAA US Bank Les Schwab Tires Class 3A Wrestling Championships on OSAA TV.
If you've stopped saving, let us help you start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow from US Bank. Save a little every week with every purchase, every paycheck. Watch your savings grow. When you reach $1,000, you'll earn a $50 rewards Visa card. Earn another $50 when you keep it for a year. Save for a wedding day, a family, or your house. Just start. All of us serving you. US Bank.
In second place from Vernonia, Brett Bennis. And your 2A, 1A state champion from Culver High School, Justin Hendricks.
220-pound place finishers, please take your places in the chairs opposite your mat. 220-pound state place finishers, please take your position.
You know how it is. Who wants to dance these days? So you think you can dance? So his daughter, Kelly, was in my class in grade school. He might be first. Junior high school.
Yeah, go ahead, Noel.
We have all the 220-pound place finishers.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the award winners for 220 pounds. Mat number 2, the 4A winners. In 6th place from Ontario, Gabriel Gonzalez. In 5th place from Elmira, Andrew Heidler. In 4th place from Mazama, Trevor Dara. In 3rd place from Cascade, Dustin Johnson. In 2nd place from Sayusma, Sunny Tatula. 4A's 220-pound state champion from Madras, Travis Williams. On mat 1, the 5A placers. In 6th place from Cleveland, Andy Morrison. In 5th place from Dallas, Riley Sight. 4th place from Summit, Caden Olsen. In 3rd place from Hood River Valley, Juan Carlos Hernandez. In 2nd place from West Albany, Steely Smith. And your 5A 220-pound state champion from Dallas, Ben Rabishki. 6A placers on mat 5. From Roseburg in 6th place, Ben Gorigolzari. In 5th place from Lake Oswego, Turner Young. In 4th place from Crater, Derek Turituri. In 3rd place from David Douglas, Cody Patterson. 2nd place from Oregon City, Michael McCoy. Your 6A 220-pound state champion from Marlow High School, Mick Doherty. On mat 4, your 2A 1A state placers. In 4th place from North Lake, Cody Worthington. In 3rd place from Nestucca, Drace Moeller. In 2nd place from Napa, Arashi Pierre. And your 2A 1A 220-pound state champion from Oakland High School, David Henry. Mat 3 state placers. In 6th place from Jervis, Andrew Garcia. In 5th place from Rainier, Evan Glees. In 4th place from Nissa, Skylar Emery. In 3rd place from Grand Union, Caleb Batiste. In 2nd place from Road River, Cody Worthington. And your 3A 220-pound state champion from Dayton, Chancellor Pacheco. 285 pounders, if you move to the awards area, please. Once again, we need all of the 285-pound state place winners to the awards area, please. Your 285-pound state place winners on mat 1, the 5A, presented by Mr. Robert Hungerford. In 6th place from Mountain View, Brian Chapman. 5th place from Pendleton, Sean Van Pelt. 4th place from Springfield, Cody Jancy. 3rd place from Pendleton, PJ Schubert. 2nd place from Eagle Point, Manny Valdovinos. Your 5A 285-pound state champion for the Churchill Lancers, Will Dawson. 6A, mat 5, in 6th place, presented by Mr. Roger Sales. From Tiger, Eric Franco. In 5th place from Sprague, Max Hollis. In 4th place from Aloha, Michael Kluge. In 3rd place from Oregon City, Jared Bronner. In 2nd place from Sheldon, Chet Spears. And your 6A 285-pound champion from Roseburg, Mark Rendell. Your 2A 1A place winners on mat 4, presented by Mr. Masamayaki. In 4th place from Monroe, Zach Bowman. In 3rd place from Gilchrist, Brad Toombs. 2nd place from Riddle, Jacob Jeffries. And your 2A 1A 285-pound state champion from Scio, Josh Parazu. Your 3A place winners on mat 3, presented by Mr. Steve Woods. In 6th place from Vale, Christian Rodriguez. 5th place from Amity, Jarrett Olson. 4th place from Willamina, Tommy Cobb. 3rd place from Walport, Christian Houston. 2nd place from Rainier, CJ Osterman. And your 3A 285-pound champion from Grant Union, Jake Batiste. 4A place winners on mat 2, presented by Mr. Charlie Anthony. In 6th place from Crook County, Jason Williams. 5th place for Ontario, Jason Alvarado. 4th place from Elmira, Dylan Helen. 3rd place from Sweet Home, Zach Gill. 2nd place from Roosevelt, Samis Kofe. And your 4A 285-pound state champion from Elmira, Kyle Smith.
The OSAA and ODS are proud to recognize the top wrestler in each classification as the ODS Athlete of the Week.
Championships will have the athlete.
In the 2A 1A division, the Athlete of the Week, Quinn Johnston of Presser of Henley. In the 5A, Zach Brunson of Churchill. And in the 6A, Mick Doherty of Barlow High School. Thanks to ODS for sponsoring this program. ODS, where health happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now make the team awards. If we can have all 5 of the mats cleared off, please. We will start.
And we welcome you back to Memorial Coliseum.
We will start on mat 5 with the 6A 4th place awards. Could we have, please, Sprague High School take the center of the mat with 95 points. Sprague in 4th place. The 6A awards are going to be presented by Miss Wendy Gregory. On the 2A 1A mat, in 4th place, with 65 points, Crane High School. Crane, the awards being made by Alan Farmer. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe Lawson. Crane, anyone from Crane High School? Are you there? There they are.
Long ride home tonight, but a big group that qualified. And a great run.
On the 3A mat, right in the center.
As we get to the awards for the teams, on the 3A mat, 4th place is indeed the Dayton Pirates, being presented their trophy.
With 141 points, and the award being presented by Kirk Wyatt. A nice hand for Crook County with 141 points. Crook County. And on the 5A mat.
They brought 20 wrestlers to the state tournament.
With 132 points, 5 points, and the award being presented by Alan Farmer. Welcome, please, Churchill High School with 132.5 points. Back to the 6A mat. Back to the 6A mat. In 3rd place with 101.5 points, Crater High School. And the award again by Wendy Gregory. Crater High School, take the center of the mat.
Time for the 3rd place trophy presentation.
On the 2A 1A mat. In 3rd place, Gold Beach High School with 68 points. Presented by Joe Lawson.
Another long road.
On the 3A mat.
As we get to the 3rd place presentation in the 3A ranks, Glide High School. 143.5 points for the Wildcats. They led the way with 3 individual state champions in this tournament. Walker Damewood of Glide named the outstanding wrestler of the meet, winning the 126-pound title by major decision. It was Jake Forrester winning the title at 145 pounds with a 2-1 decision over top-seeded Jay Lisney of Lakeview. And then the 3rd champion for the Wildcats, Luke O'Connor of Glide, a 2-1 decision over top-seeded Robert De Leon of Nissa. The Glide Wildcats, third place in the 2012 state championships at the 3A level.
Just 1/2 point above third, but second place, David Douglas High School. In second place in the 2A/1A division, welcome please, Lowell High School.
Second place trophy, and the team's got a few trophies in the case. The Lowell Red Devils, 118.
In second place in the 3A division, Willamina with 165.
And in the 3A ranks, second place for the 2012 season goes to Willamina. 165 points. They had a state champion at 113 pounds. Skylar Voigt, 2-0 decision over Ben Norgren of Colton. So again, second place in the 2012 OSAA US Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championships goes to Willamina.
Welcome please, Pendleton High School. The Buckaroos with 150 points. Pendleton High School. And now for your champions. On their respective mats. Again, please, a nice round of applause for the Roseburg Indians. 237 points. Roseburg dominates the 6A class.
Now it's time to present our state
On the
champions.
2A/1A mat. No change here either. Culver High School, 132 points.
With 132 points, and that important clinching victory at 150.
On the 3A mat, and no stranger to the championship.
And the championship at the 3A levels, the Nissa Bulldogs. 171 points for Nissa as they take the 2012 state championship. One individual champion for Nissa, Sebastian Sanchez, at 195 pounds, taking a 9-3 win over top-seeded Cody Manzi of Santiam Christian. Again, your 2012 team champion in the 3A ranks, the Nissa Bulldogs.
Good night.
And your 5A champion, an outstanding job, the Dallas Dragons.
You've been watching the 2012 OSAA US Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championships from Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland. Good evening.
Mark out, out there. Hold your shot.
Please go to the stage.